Geelong District Football and Netball League. Sun is shining, the wind is blowing from the west, blowing across the ground, so obviously commentary is going to be a bit of fun, be on the other side of the ground, Dale. So I hope you bought the binoculars and another pair of glasses to see that far. But what a cracking game hopefully we've got coming up for us.
Should be. As I said, we've had some really good games, and that's what you expect this time of the year. We know that the pressure and everything else goes up in a game of finals football. We hope for the quality of this afternoon, and both sides, as I said, I know there's one side sitting back, hope they reckon it's going to be a crash and bash contest, but they've got to get through this week, and they worry about what happens getting towards next week when you wake up tomorrow morning, I would think. So both sides, as I said, out there to do a job this afternoon, Spider, and as I said, we've got some contests over from these two sides in recent times have always generally been good, so I expect nothing but that this afternoon.
Well, we get the, as I said, one side goes to play for the Morris Finance GDFNL Cup next week. The other side probably has their vote count, gets their costumes out and terrorises the streets of Geelong on Monday.
Oh, so not the Great Western Hotel, I don't care.
Western shut on Monday.
3 weeks' time, they can come as much as they like.
You're on holidays, Dale. Oh, you're getting the knee done. Get the knee done. They can turn up as much as they like. Grubby, any final thoughts from you, mate?
Well, not a thought. I'll just state a fact that the preliminary final umpires for today's game are Dave Chaston, Tom Jenke, and Adam Jones. And I'll tell you what, I hope the coach of the umpires was watching that seconds contest, because that was the best umpire I've ever seen. All what I saw out there, the holding the balls, they got them all right. The couple of little elbows, they got them right. Not elbows, but hard tackles a bit late. They were absolutely perfect, those seconds umpires today. So if the coach is watching, have a good look. If it's not on a video, unfortunately, they did a fantastic job.
Good start to the day. I'll tell you what, whoever wins today is going to be in for a battle, because I sense a very organised Inverleigh Footy Club waiting next week, Mark.
Spoke very, very well, didn't he, Chris? He's all over it. It's very rare that you come in this time of year and there's not one injury on the list.
Well, yeah, and that's a question I was going to ask him. We run out of time, but, you know, they've said they've got no injuries on their list, right? Now, they've come in, what did they finish? 3rd.
Yep.
Possibly could have finished 4th. They had a massive lot of injuries at the start of the year. Had they have not had them injuries at all during the year, would you say they probably could have finished top?
Quite possibly.
I think they would have.
And then we had all that expectation on their shoulders again.
Yeah. So when they were sort of thinking, gee, what's happened to us? How come we're getting all the injuries? Actually, they're the luckiest club in the competition.
We've said it 2 or 3 times. We went and Grub. They've come in as the hunter, not the hunted.
Yeah. But if they didn't have their injuries, they still would be the hunted, I would think.
I think you're right, mate. All right, Steelo, you want to hit the promo, mate? We're nearly ready to go here.
We've already done it, Spike.
We've already done it.
Hey, no, he's behind on the ball today. Yeah,
Good on you, Eric. Good on you, Eric.
Hey, Sandra Sully with the late news.
Eric Pearce.
There's no reason we can't play it again, Spike.
Fairhaven Homes?
We did ask for him for Fairhaven Homes, yes.
No, still I put the Carlton song on the
Thanks.
beginning.
No, don't put the Richmond song on, mate. There we go.
Good on you.
There we go. You're going to do it again.
Good on you, mate.
Nothing wrong with playing it again. I'll just play the intro. That's fine. No, perfect, mate. Perfect. All right, what do we got? Looks like Thompson are kicking towards the school end, the Gordon TAFE, and which means Belpo still will be kicking towards the netball end, or the main entrance here at St Albans. So
does he get in for free?
Sam Jacker.
Does he get in for free?
Yeah, it cost me $5 for a car, that old peanut over there.
I mean, Gordon TAFE. Does he get in for nothing?
Yeah, Gordon's a life member.
Thought so.
Mate, if you're going to go dad jokes, make it make sense with you, for God's sakes. Anyway, it cost you $5 at the car end, did it, Dale?
Yeah. A
bit like myself, mate. Parked out in the street and came over here for about half an hour going,
well, I used the car park
car.
at station sponsor and league sponsor Buckley's Entertainment Centre. I thought that'd be a good place to park.
I'll just go to the back here and the officials.
I'm not that official.
I don't know, there's one bloke every week says the same thing to me, and I feel like driving off on him, but for $5, it's not even worth the argument. Actually,
no,
I had a $100 note in my pocket. I was really going to give him that and say.
The bloke said to me, he goes, I think it's full. I said, well, you go and take one of those cars out, because that means there's someone here that shouldn't be.
Yeah. Anyway, we're about to get underway, Dale. A bit of push and shove going out there already, which we like to see, is that Bisso and Harmer going at it in the middle. Hey?
Bisso couldn't knock the skin off.
Here we go, Dale, all on to you, mate.
All right, here we go. Finals football, not grand final awaits. One of these two sides ball in the ruck contest. That one a bit high there from Timmy Barton. It was. Umpire said it's going to go a free kick to Jarvis in the middle of the ground. Runners coming past. And I was saying Sammy Jack is starting on the bench again, so I'm not too sure what the The idea is there, but he's obviously going to run through the middle. So the ball goes quickly into the half-forward line. McNamara in front, but that's a good mark. Darcy Troop over the top. That's something he didn't do last week. Got his hands on the ball early, goes long into their forward line. Quick play in, ball gets front of the contest. Cleared away, handball comes outside. So Belpo still, they run the ball out through Andrews. He was tackled, brought to ground. Did he get rid of it illegally? Umpire said no, play on, he says, as he circles, but he's going to come in now and take possession of the ball. Quick start, Thompson. Ball into their forward line. Looks like Cam doing the ruck work down there. Barton also doing the ruck work. Free kick being given again, this time against Timmy Barton again it was. And we'll go to Jordan Cam. And he's going to go back and have the first shot at goal this afternoon.
What was that for, Smitty?
Obviously got him high, I'd say.
That was a
Grub.
push.
Push, was it?
Yep.
Looking forward to seeing what the wind does to this ball in that little pocket, whether it's sheltered up there or not.
There'll be a little bit of left-hand post and let the breeze do the rest, I would think. So Jordan Cam comes in now to start things well for the Thompson side. Kicks that goal. It goes across the face and it's through for a minor score. So one behind to the Thompson side, and we've gone just over 1.5 minutes. And as we do most days, Caleb Baseley will be doing the kicking in from the full-back position.
Mark him down for a vote.
Yeah, he's probably got one already. I spoke to him early. Said he's going to be right on today. Ball goes out wide. Kick, dangerous. Flacavento couldn't take the mark. Comes to ground. Donohue's there. Now to Freeman. Looks at the kick ball back inside. Kick wasn't great. Mark has been taken out there. And it's Adam Costello with the ball on the half-back line for the Belpo Still side. So he's now looking to put the ball to the centre wing position. Again, kick wasn't that great. Charlie Donohue put hands on the ball, couldn't control it. Goes back over the boundary line. So we're going to have a throw in. Far side of the ground, in between the scoreboard and their half-forward line for the Thompson side.
Johnny Mitchell's called it. Game over.
Game over.
0-0.
Well, there you go.
What a Galari.
Nothing like the early crow, Mitch. Ball comes out of that contest. Going to be picked up there. Anderson gets the ball out the back. Handball goes back to Donohue. His kick smothered once again. Back over the boundary line. We have it right on true centre wing now. As we go towards the 2.5 minute mark, it is Thompson one behind. Belpo Still, they are yet to score.
Good to see the Eric Nichols clock made it in this week. Anyway, ball to bet is thrown in. We've got Barton versus Jarvis. Ball thrown in by the boundary umpire. Barton wins that one down. No one in particular. Picked up there by Sable. Wrapped up immediately tackle, and we'll have a ball up still on true centre wing here at St Albans Reserve. I think a lot of play with that side of the ground the way the wind's blowing. Gone 3 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter. Ball in the air. Barton and Jarvis do battle now. Jarvis wins that one down just. Barnett tries to pick it up. Can't do so. Ball spills free. No, now it's been wrapped up again. Could be the state of play today, Grub.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's probably going to be that for a while. The team that breaks away are the team that's going to get the lead first.
Look for the free kick shortly. Ball bet is thrown in the air. Up we go again. Barton just shoves, stays out of the way. Jarvis out of the way, wins the tap down. Goes no one in particular. Ball goes out of bounds on the far side. We've moved about a metre. The ball to be thrown in. True centre wing here at St Albans Reserve. Thompson one behind, leading. Belpo Still yet to score.
It looks like Andrew's got Troop, I think.
So the ball comes in now. Hands to it. Collins can't quite wrap it up. Big long kick here forward for Thompson in the forward line. Picked up here by Cam. Swings around the right foot. Chips the ball out across. That's a great little kick into the space of Jacques on the left foot. Brett Jacques gets the first goal of the prelim final for Thompson. Thompson 1-1-7. Leading Belpo Still yet to score. We have gone 4.5 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter.
But I'll tell you what, you don't need a hell of a lot of pace when you can read the play like that. As soon as the Thompson player looked like he was going to be first to the ball on the boundary line, Jacques took off. And it was never, ever, ever going to go anywhere else. And that's just experience. You don't need pace, you need knowledge, and he just went to the right spot.
Certainly did, mate. Certainly did. And reward for hard work. Thompson done all the attacking so far. So ball in the middle now. Rucks go up. Jarvis wins it down convincingly. Picked up their handball over the top, looking for Kerslake. Missed the target. That could be a free kick for Highland. Not paid. Not paid. Plant picks the ball up, gets the handball out again. Jacker over, runs it, coming through as Collins. Gets the handball quickly out. Kerslake chops it off. Feeds the handball across to Bissett. Bissett gets the handball out to Plant. Plant goes to Sammy Jacker. Jacker looking for targets down forward. Goes towards Troop. Caught down 2-1. Ball punched down, running on it. Bo Collins. Picked it up, spilt it. Wrapped up in a tackle by Sheedy. Attempts to get the kick away. Umpire says no. Quick play on by Thompson. Goes to Bissett on the left foot. Bit of a shank, but still drives them forward. Ball picked up there by Troop. Throws the ball on the boot. He's got the distance, the bounce not favoured by it. So Thompson have got their second behind for the first quarter. 1-2-8, leading Bell Post Hill yet to score. Ball brought back in. Mark taken there by Dill Whitney. Trips the ball across, looking for Yates. Goes through his hands. Falls to the back. Sheedy picks the ball up, driving Thompson back into attack. Neat little kick. Looks at it beautifully. Troop spilt what he probably should have taken that time. Picked up deep in defence there by Quinn. Cubby basically chips the ball out wide, finds a teammate. And that's Jones. So Zane Jones still inside defensive 50 for Bell Post Hill. Goes long down the line. Not a great kick. It's chopped off there by Sheedy. Ball hits the deck now. Picked up. Swinging around Bell Post Hill. Trip the ball in again. Not a great kick. Plant picks it up. Gives the ball over to Cam. Cam drives them forward again. Only as far as Flacavento goes to Collins. Collins again spills what he probably should have held on. He gets the handball away. Goes back to Flacavento, who gets the handball further back. Short kick out here looking for Andrews by Baseley. Andrews can't quite take the mark, has time to recover. Wrapped up in a tackle, gets a handball away. Ball running towards the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary line throw in. We've gone 6.5 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter.
Look at me TV.
I'm not too sure whether the pressure's getting to them, but I've never seen Bell Post Hill put so many balls down.
Especially
or
both
field
balls.
kicking. Was been poor so far. But the ball from the ruck contest kicked off the ground by Barton. Semi-Jacker standing in front. He takes the mark and will turn things around for the Thompson side. Looks to go and will go short into Mallet. And he takes the mark. Still's defensive side of centre wing. And again, another short kick. Lead up player. Mark has been taken out there. Mead Harding wants to go quick and does so. Left foot goes into the forward line. Freeman in front. Quinn's right with him. Ball at the ground level. Quinn needs to stay on his feet. Freeman takes him off it. Goes back and collects it. Kicks that goal. Dan Freeman kicks a goal. Second of the afternoon to the Thompson side. They are 2-2. Bell Post Hill yet to score. We have gone 7 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
He told me he was on today, didn't he? Hey, Daniel Free told me he was on today, and there's his first goal for the afternoon. And I tell you what, you're right. Bowie Collins that never fumbles like that. They're just a little bit edgy at the start of this game. And I think I got it wrong too. Andrews, I think, picked up Mead Harding. Not Troop.
Okay.
Flacker's got
This is
Troop,
not
hasn't he?
the,
That's all changed now anyway, look.
So back in the middle we go again. Barton's doing the ruck work. Jarvis also. Jarvis hands on ball from the middle of the ground. Picked up by Plant. Got the handball away. Went towards Jacker. He thought he was going to get it intercepted. Actually, Sable went back and he collected the ball over the top. Now players come in. Umpire will take possession back in the middle of the ground. So we're going to have another ball up which will take place. Thrown up again quickly by the umpire. Barton gets the ruck contest, goes back out towards Kerslake. Took the ball nicely, was good last week. Got through the contest. Jarvis by hand back to Anderson. Anderson on the right boot into the half forward line. Mead Harding hand up, couldn't take the mark. Hodgson at ground level picks it up. Again, they go into the forward line. Good use, good positioning. And mark has been taken once again. So they've won everything out of the centre. It's one area we thought Bell Post Hill would have to manufacture some work, but they haven't been able to do so as yet.
Maybe Mitchell's right, the way things are going.
Yes. So from the forward pocket, a chance to put the third on the board early in this first quarter. Kicks that goal. Darcy Troop, high, long, and very, very straight. Umpire looks straight back over his head. He's got his first and the third now for the Thompson side. They are 3-2. Bell Post still yet to score. 9 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Good start for the Tommy Tigers, Rob Cameron.
Well, they're very, very slick indeed. It's nothing like the Thompson we saw in the first quarter at Bell Post Hill a few weeks ago, where Paul Lynch had to straighten them up at quarter time. They're slick, they're organised, but they're being helped by the fumbling. You mentioned Bo Collins, who has missed a few, but Timmy Barton's had a couple of fumbles as well, giving away free kicks. They're just really nervous, and this is most unlike Bell Post Hill.
There's another thing that's unlike him too. James started on the bench. He came on. I reckon he's been on for 3 minutes and he's off again. So that tells me maybe he's not 100% right either because he comes straight off. Yeah. I don't understand that.
All right, balls in the air. Barton versus Jarvis. Jarvis wins that one down. Picked up by Anderson. No, just dropped at his feet. Collins comes through, picks the ball. Gets a handball out to Bryans. Bryans goes long in looking for Will Ford. Not a great kick. Gets through everybody. Sheedy punches the ball back towards goal. Ford, left foot off the ground. Has kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Oh, geez, I thought it hit the goalpost. I thought it hit the goalpost. I'm gone here.
Well, anyway, Grubby. So the ball will be brought back in by Salajan. Goes long down the line, far side of the ground. It's a fantastic grab out there taken by Anderson. Anderson now for Thompson. Just back a half back. Goes long down the line again. Looking for Cam. Cam leads his opponent under the rope. Leads back towards the ball, but unfortunately beats him over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in. Again, true centre wing. We've gone 10.5 minutes. Fairhaven Home's first quarter here at St Albans Reserve.
And don't
Brilliant
forget,
final.
if you want a brand new home, go and see Fairhaven Homes. They are the best.
Go and see Ben from Sales. Ball thrown in. Barton wins that one into Collins. He's wrapped up immediately in a tackle. The ball going nowhere. Umpire comes and says, I'll have that one, thanks. It's just like that little bit of sting, I reckon. Thompson have got just sort of kept the game wide open here. So ball in the air now. Barton wins that one down as he's won a free kick too for a hold. So Timmy Barton gets one of the 2 free kicks he's given away back.
Got a big roundhouse in that one.
Roundhouse, you reckon, Rob?
Yes.
Roundhouse. Nothing on a bit of a roundhouse now. Looking at his options and not a lot of movement at all down forward. So Barton's forced to kick long down the line. Saligan there, flies, gets to the front of the pack, gets brought down and has been awarded the free kick for too high against Jack Yates.
And deservedly.
Yes, I agree, Grub. It was there. So Stephen Saligan now to drive Thompson back into attack. Does so. The beautiful long kick looking for Cam. Cam gets it front, puts the hands up, couldn't quite take the mark. Spoiled by Jones at the back, who's butted up and put a great tackle on. Ball has gone out of bounds. The umpire's paid a free kick for a sling tackle against Zane Jones.
That was the umpire 45 metres away.
It was.
The 115 didn't see it, but...
Yeah, okay, so Sheedy now drive Thompson back inside there, forward 50. Troop flies, can't quite hold the mark. Ball hits a deck, punch forward by Bellpost still. Barton runs on it, gets a handball towards Collins. Collins gets the ball up now, goes to Jones, but unfortunately the ball has gone out of bounds, and we'll have another boundary line throw in. Half forward for Thompson.
Look, I know it's a silly thing to say. The coaches look up and see 3-2, 20 to naught. Then you look at the flags. They're going that way. They're going the way the Bellpost are kicking.
They appear to be, don't they? So ball thrown in now. It was right over the back. Barton does get a hand on it, but picked up there by Jacka, who wasn't in possession of the ball when he was tackled. So Sam Jacka will take the free kick just forward to the centre circle here. Looking at his options down long. Sinks the boot in. It's a nice little kick out there. Ball comes across. Sport by Bellpost still. Fisted over the line, and we'll have another boundary line throw in. Probably 40 metres round from the Thompson behind post. Thompson done all the attacking here so far. 3-2-20, leading Bellpost still yet to score. 12.5 minutes, Fairhaven Home's first quarter. So we've got Cam against Barton here. Ball about to be thrown in now. And so Barton wins that tap down quite convincingly. Picked up there by Kerrins. Kerrins drives the ball long down. That's a nice looking kick, isn't it? Dill Whitney's the recipient of it. So, oh no, it's not. It's Cozzy. Cozzy goes round on Nick Costello goes round on the right foot, looking for Will Ford, who takes a fantastic grab about 60 metres out from goal. Bellpost still's first chance to go inside 50. Chips the ball over the top, looking for and finding Zane Jones. So Zane Jones will have Bellpost still's first shot at goal.
And you would have to say Will Ford almost has now entered the contender for the Morris Finance Mark of the Day.
Definitely. Ripper.
It's a good grab, wasn't it?
I'll tell you what, this one by this young bloke, James, that was a pretty hard one. That wasn't a bad one either. We might throw him in too.
Yeah, throw them all in, mate.
Go and see Martin Carter at Morris Finance.
Zane Jones now from the pocket. Swings around, opens the goals up himself. Goal umpire does not move. Bellpost still have their first of the afternoon, courtesy of Zane Jones. Thompson 3-2-20 leading Bellpost still one straight, 13, nearly 14 minutes. Fairhaven Home's first quarter.
Well, they didn't go in that fluently, Rob, but a couple of real good marks got them right near the goals.
Yeah, Ford's was down in his game against Inverleeby, looking to go a lot better today. That's a good start. He's had a couple of looks at it. If he can get a goal early, he could be a real difference because he's definitely a confidence player, Grubby.
Well, he is, and I don't think it was all his fault against Inverleeby. The way the ball came in and the great defence made it awfully hard for him. But you're right, he needs to have a better day today.
So we're back in the middle once again. Ball thrown in the air. Ruckman go at it. Jarvis got the first one, but Timmy Barton the second. Donahue off the wing, picks the ball up, goes out wide. Player in space was Plant, but it goes over the top of him. Picked up there Andrews. Handball over his head, went straight to Zach Plant. Handball goes back to his teammate there in Kerslaker. Goes long into the forward line. Good use of the ball. It was a nice flat kick. Unfortunately, hands weren't good enough. Goes back towards centre wing with a kick. That's Bellpost still towards centre wing. Jarvis stands in the road, kicked the ball off the ground. Plant there again.
Whoa,
taken high
right in the fractured eye socket.
So he's going to have another opportunity now, Zach Plant, with the ball. So he decides to go quickly into the forward line. Kick wasn't all that good. It's found Troop. He tries to take them on. Ball taken out of his arms and goes over the boundary line.
No, he's played off the ball, mate.
Has he?
Yep.
Okay. Thought he would knock the ball out of his hand, so he didn't drop it. But anyway.
Well, we had prior opportunity and didn't get rid of it. I agree with that decision.
Bo Collins goes long, back towards centre wing. Ruckman up, Jarvis. Ball comes out to the contest. No, it's Daryl Jarvis out there.
Is he?
Yeah, he's playing in the club
Daryl
rooms as well.
Jarvis.
Yeah,
I thought he was inside.
He is. That's his brother out there, Andrew. Doesn't matter. The ball's over the boundary line, and we're going to have a throw in.
It'll be a long day, Smith.
Yeah, it could be, Grub. Lucky that Cole's got a hold of you. Ball thrown back in now. Umpire. Ball, Barton in front of the contest. Steps it back towards the boundary line. Fantella leads in the race for the ball, but he will see it over. As we're going to have another throw in, which will take place far side.
I'm coming good, mate. I've had 3 cups of soup. I'm coming good. And a Werribee Central's hamburger. How good was
It
that?
wasn't that good. I went to the steak sandwich, Grub. It was magnificent.
Oh, yeah. You've got to do something good.
So the ball now thrown back in again. Both Ruckman. Ball comes to the front of the contest. Picked up. Jarvis got the handball outside. Didn't travel that far, but Anderson got to the ball now. Little quick kick goes as far as James. Anderson followed up. Went past the ball and ball back over the boundary line. So we need to move it from that area of the ground, hopefully. So Jarvis still doing the work. And as I said, Timmy Barton, a big role to play this afternoon with Ren Lovett out of the side. He's thrown back in again. Front position was taken by Barton. Ball back towards the boundary line. Picked up. Bell Post Hill get the handball away. Again, handball goes back over the line. It's going to happen all over again. This is where Ruckman out.
Hopefully you got your multi-bifocals on today, Dale. There's going to be a lot of action over there, I think.
Think so.
Rightio. Ball.
So Ruckman, sorry, Spud. Go.
No, you're right, Dale.
Go, you
mate.
keep going.
All right, sorry, bud. Anyway, Kerrin's at the back of the pack, gets a quick kick away, but it's chopped off there by Donahue. Donahue turns around the right foot, looking up for Cam. It's a nice, neat little kick.
good
Cam
kick.
takes the mark in front of Bo McNamara.
They're actually using the ball a bit better than Bell Post at the moment.
So Jordan Cam drives. Thompson long troop flies in the front, uncontested,
Oh, I
takes the
think he'll
mark,
pay
and the
that.
umpire would have paid it. That'll chop in the arms because they did come a little bit late and punch the ball away. So Darcy Troop, he's clunking him this week, Grub.
Yeah, well, I said last week he wasn't quite getting them. He missed a couple of weeks with an injury. Big blokes, you've got to be spot on in the marking contest, and I thought that run would do him good. And at this early stage, I think it's helped him a fair bit. I think he's going to clunk him today. And if he does, look out because he's as good as anyone in the air.
He is. So, as we said last week, he kept working to the front of the pack last week, and he's done it again. So Darcy Troop comes in, looking for his second. That will bring rain on a clear day, but it doesn't really matter. The end result is it's gone straight over the goal umpire's hat. Darcy Troop has his second. As the fourth for Thompson, 4-2-26, leading Bell Post still one straight, and we have gone 18 minutes, Fairhaven Homes first
Alarm
quarter.
bells are ringing. Things haven't changed much. System, the quality of the kicking, you said that, and more importantly, where they're kicking to. There's targets opening up everywhere, and a normally slick, solid Bell Post Hill backline is just cracking a bit. I reckon Tariel want a quarter-time break as quick as possible to get them all in and just settle them down, re-establish, shift a few magnets around, but what are we, 18 minutes in?
He
We're
might
probably
have
going
to
to have
wait
another
10 minutes,
10. Yeah, there could be a lot of damage between now and then.
Right, ball's in the air. Jarvis wins it and down. Bissett with no one picks up the ball, drives it long, looking for in the direction of Cam, but Flacavento takes a relieving mark for Bell Post still. Comes out here looking for Baseley, goes over Baseley's head. Him and Andrews, bit of miscommunication about who wanted it, but the ball has been taken over the line. So right in front of the social rooms here at St Albans Reserve. About to be thrown back in. Nice with this side of the ground. Should let Dale take over, shouldn't I?
The old fella.
Ball thrown in. Barton and Jarvis. Jarvis swings that down towards Plant. Goes through his legs. Little kick off the ground there. Goes forward. Bryans takes the mark. Barely troubled the 15, but did just enough. Bryans comes out wide looking for Andrews. Too much on the kick.
See what I mean?
Yes, left him too much to do.
I think Bell Post Hill are normally as good as anyone with their field kicking, but today they're a long way off Thompson. Thompson are doing it well, and Bell Post still aren't.
So right, the interchange race almost in front of us here. Ball thrown in now. Barton and Jarvis. Barton wins that one down. Goes to James. James takes on, has a bounce. Looking for options forward. Goes long now in the Will Ford direction. Ford slips over the crucial moment, but it doesn't matter. Nick Costello stood his ground and has taken a mark 35 metres out. Directly in front for Bell Post Hill. Looking for their second.
Doesn't really matter what's going on around him, who they're coming from, where they're coming from. He just stood there with his eyes, never ever left the footy, Nick Costello, and that's what he does well.
So, Nick Costello About to start his approach in, looking for Bellpost Hill second. He comes now very, very deliberate. Puts the ball on the boot. Seems to have steered it well and truly right. He has it through for a minor score. Bellpost still go to 1-1-7, trailing Thompson 4-2-26, 20 and a half minutes gone. Fairhaven Homes first quarter.
Geez, if you're not getting it up there that often, you need to take them opportunities.
So ball from the full-back position is transferred outside by Maguire, goes long. It's a nice-looking kick in front of the pack. Mark has been taken again. Costello stands in front, looks back towards the centre-half position, goes back towards Marr. Coming up with the ball was Ford, ran into his teammate there. Ball now picked up again by Maguire, and the ball goes back outside the field towards centre wing. O'Halloran couldn't take the mark. Costello had the ball, picked it up and lost it. Ends up in the hands of Jarvis. Handball outside to the running player. I think that may have been Donoghue. Little kick goes backwards and again suited Costello. And yeah, it was Costello. Yep. Got the ball forward again. Salajan read that nicely. Handball's back outside. So Thompson now send the ball back towards centre wing. Cam can't take the mark. He's gone back and collected the ball. Goes back inside. Kick misdirected and ends up in the hands now of James. Has a player across the ground. He's going to use him. Sammy Jacker read that nicely. Got to the contest. Won the contest and puts the ball long. Whoa, nice looking torpedo into the forward line. Going back was Troop. Didn't take the mark. Interfered with the player. Going back was Quinn. And a free kick will go to that player.
Will Ford's in a spot of bother too. He hurt his shin by the look of it in that previous marking contest, and he's struggling to stay on his feet.
So the ball now has come back out.
I think when you're in a bit of trouble, like desperate, kick it long, Jamesy. Don't worry about this mucking around across the green. Kick it long, son. That's
right. So now back in the hands of McNamara. Inside defensive 50 for Bellpost Hill. He goes back towards centre wing. Goes towards Timmy Barton in some space by himself. Handballs over the top to his teammate there. The ball goes forward into the hands now of Yates, and Yates takes the mark. And it's now looking to better process it with the football into the forward line, but just a little bit too much there for Adam Costello. We'll see the ball back over the boundary line, and we will have a throw-in.
They're still just missing those targets, aren't they?
Just, yeah.
There's not much in it, but just.
They don't usually do that much.
No, and in preliminary finals, you can't afford to do that.
So umpire with the ball just outside forward 50 now, throws it back in again. Jarvis takes the ruck contest, drops it to the front, picked up out there, got the handball inside. Plant runs across the line, dangerous, but Jacker again boots ball back into the middle of the ground off a step, puts it in the middle. Cam goes to the ball, got the handball inside to Freeman, got himself further up the field. Long kick into the forward line. Darcy Troop leads in the race for the ball, and he comes out and takes another mark. Now this might be testing ground because if he's going to kick it high, he won't get the distance this time because he's outside 50. So Troop had Freeman, could have used him.
Well, maybe the wind is going that way. You can't do a Sammy Jacker and kick 268 kicks against it.
Definitely looks like it's floating that way at the moment now.
Yeah,
back towards that bottom pocket. So
because he's kicked at 60 metres, you can't kick him against the wind. They must have had the wind at that stage. I think it's going back and forward.
So Darcy Troop has two this afternoon, lining up for goal number 3. Again, comes in. Gets a lot of elevation and a lot of distance, and that again is straight through the middle. When you're on, you're on, and Darcy Troop is definitely on. He has 3. Thompson have 5. They are 5-2. Bellpost Hill 1-1. 23 minutes gone. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
You know, I spoke to him the other week after the game. He's a ripping bloke, and when you're not quite playing the best you can, you sort of feel for him. But I tell you what, he looks like he's on the day, Rob Cameron.
Yeah, he does, and he's causing some grief. So where do you go? And this is where you need someone like Tim Barton to be able to go back to centre half back and settle him down because he's got height and strength, but also the quality of the kicking to him. That's the thing. He's received the ball on a silver platter.
Ball back in the middle now. Neither ruckman really wins a tap out, but coming through was Sheedy. She wrapped up straight away. Umpire's going to come and say, I'll have the ball again just next to the centre circle. So 5-2-32. Thompson leading. Bellpost still 1-1-7. Ball up in the air. Barton and Jarvis. Jarvis wins down towards Plant, but Yates comes across, gets the handball out to Andrews. Andrews throws on left foot, goes long. Leading in the race is Leighton Tholburn, but the ball will beat him over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary line throw in.
Just seen them right close to each other. I didn't realise Jarvis was that much bigger than Timmy Barton, but he towers over him, doesn't he?
He does. And Timmy's not a small boy.
No.
So the ball will be thrown back in. It favours Jarvis here, who just grabs the ball out of the air, handballs the ball over the top. Oh, that may be a free kick, I think, against Barton, and that'd be the 4th I reckon he's given away this quarter.
It was Jack Yates, that one.
It was Yates, was it? Anyway, Sheedy is the recipient of it. Jackson. So he goes down looking for and finding O'Halloran. O'Halloran now just forward of centre, or maybe just on centre wing for Thompson. Looking forward to drive him into the forward line again. Swings round on the right foot. Goes in looking forward, but doesn't quite get to Freeman. Picked up by Kerins. He gets a quick handball away as the rain starts to come down. Collins gets the ball out now. Herman goes long. How's it going to bounce? Bounces favourably to Saligan, who wins the ball down. A couple of blokes dive in. Bang, crash, smash. Wrapped up in the middle now. The umpire will come in, and we will have a ball up. GFL, St Mary's 2 points, leading South Barwon 1 behind. So the ball is in the air now. Barton wins that one down. Anderson will be the first one around. Kicks it off the ground. Heading towards the boundary line. Overruns it this time. Grab up there by Sable. Gets a handball away. Collins gets one out. Free kick has been picked out here to a Bell Post Hill. And looks like it's going to go to Dill Whitney out there.
Sable.
No, it is Sable. I was right the first time. So Sable now will drive the ball long. Goes over the back of the pack. What a fantastic grab.
Morris Finance
There's
comes
a
into
Morris
play
Finance
again.
one, mate.
What a contender.
Leighton Thorburn brings the ball across and finds Nathan Bissett. Bissett now looking at his options from centre half back. Plays on immediately. Swings onto the right foot. Goes down long looking for Jarks. Jarks just uses his body. Keeps Kerrins out of the contest. As you said, Grubby, very smart player. Then he just chips the ball over the top looking for Freeman. Goes over his head. Every player's running over it. Picked up there by Belpo, still feeding the ball out. Goes long down the line with Andrews looking for Kerrins, who drops the mark. Falls in the hands of Jarks. He's wrapped up. It gets a boot away quickly. Long into the forward line. No one home for Thompson, but Bo McNamara takes a relieving mark. Chips the ball over in front of Sable, who can now run. Cam chasing, but he has plenty of time. Gets the ball out to Barton. Timmy Barton just behind centre wing here for Bell Post Hill. Not a great kick, but it lands in the hands of Marr, who just chips the ball off the ground very, very cleverly out wide. Wrapped up in the tackle there. Handball back looking for Sable again. Gets the ball, hands balls it back to Marr. Marr takes him on, swings round on the right foot. Chips up long down the line. May have had a little bit too much on it, and might be, is that out of bounds on the full?
Grubby, I know still Whitney hasn't seen much midfield action. Looks like he's out on a wing or a flank. Bit of a concern about his health and well-being as well.
Well, maybe, unless they got someone tagging, which I haven't picked up.
So the ball brought back in, punched down. Bryans gets it, handballs it out. Herman goes long. Didn't quite go with the boot as well as he planned. Tholburn picks it up, running across the half-back line. Handballs back to Saligan. Saligan says, we'll just steady it up and I'll go out wide. And that comes off very, very well. So Thompson to relieve from their back line now. Drysdale 3 goals straight, 18, leading Torquay 1-4-10 in the Ballerine. So long down the line there was Mowat. Ball punched away and out of bounds. We've travelled 27.5 minutes. Fairhaven Home's first quarter. Sees Thompson 5-2.
Hey, someone's down and hurt.
Flacamento.
Is it?
They've called
Which one?
Jordan. No, Nick.
Nick.
Wow.
They've called for the stretcher immediately. So ankle or leg or a lot of concern over there from both sides.
Yeah, look, the Thompson boys are going over and have a look at him as well, which, hey, they're going to try and belt each other's brains out all day today, but when there's a stoppage like that, they're very concerned, and that's sportsmanship that I just love to see in the GDFL. You don't see it very often anywhere else, but you see it in the GDFL.
Stretcher coming out now, so it will be a break in play for now while the trainers and medical staff attend to Nick Flacavento. As we said, 5-2-32. Thompson leading Belpost Hill 1-1-7. Rain is falling at the moment. Make things interesting. Grubby got the binoculars out. Can you see anything?
No.
You reckon
Have to be a knee.
He's holding his leg by the look at him. Or was that the trainer's hand I can see?
Bell Post Hill probably wanted this rain about 10 minutes ago, but it's going to come. The break won't be too far away. We're 28.5 minutes. So this incident probably happened at 27, a minute or so left in the quarter. But Justin Tarr, Magnets, Grubby, he hasn't got a lot of options to cut off the Thompson slick forward line, but really I guess their midfield's got to lift, haven't they, to stop that supply?
Yeah, I think they've lifted just a little bit. I think they're almost back on track with Thompson around the ground, but they haven't been able to score, only that one goal. Thompson, they burst from the gates and Belpost still had no answers. They've finally found a few answers, but now they need to score. And I don't know whether you can say with the wind or not, because as I said, 1 minute the wind's blowing one way, 1 minute the wind's blowing the other.
Yeah, it's those flags have really got a 45-degree swap. They're flapping around everywhere, and we might need both sides to use it to figure out which way it's actually going.
Tell you what, they've put a blanket over him and everything here. They are really, really worried about this kid.
Oh, and Flacavento is one of their taller players too.
Yeah, there's another blanket. So they've covered him with a few blankets. I don't know in medical terms why you would do that, what that means, but they've done
usually
it.
shock, Grubby.
Yeah. Well, if it's
And
shock...
I shouldn't have said that because I don't want to alarm anyone who might be know the fellow and listening, but yeah, the behaviour of the trainers is unusual. And what shocked me was the speed with which many players around the incident called for the stretcher.
Yeah, but you don't want to upset people, and hopefully things are right. But you've got to call it as you see it. And when you're talking shock, well, unfortunately, I don't like to say it either, but it could be a break of some sort.
Well, our resident doctor's just come onto the ground. He's heading over, or he's gone back and might be going back to get some
supplies,
some gear. Bevan Hurst, who we had in the box last weekend,
yes,
he joined us, but he's gone out on the ground and just gone back into the rooms for maybe some more gear.
And I'll tell you what, I bagged him a little bit about him being here on a wild goose chase, money for jam, doing nothing. But I tell you what, when he has got something to do, it is nasty. It's not a nice job, is it?
You don't want him doing anything.
No, no.
You're happy to have him here, but you don't want him doing anything. And look, I don't know if they're going to wait for an ambulance or what. The Belpo Steel players have come over here to their coach's box to...
Yeah, well, it's not an official break, but Tari's getting the few minutes that he wanted just to settle him down, I'm sure, and shuffle a few things around.
Well, the stretcher's still being carried around the side there, so I don't know if they're going to wait for an ambulance.
Yeah, I think they're worried about putting him on it, Spider.
So it could be a neck. It could be something along those... Look, we shouldn't speculate. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But as I say, you're right. They're not going to put him on the stretcher just yet until they're quite certain they can do so without causing any damage.
So the doctor's coming back out now.
Well, that's probably what they're waiting for. And you can hurry up, Bev, if you want. But I think they're waiting for the doctor to say, yes, put him on a stretcher, or no, we'll wait for an ambulance, which means this game could go for a long, long, long time. Where did that happen? That happened at Werribee, remember? In the seconds.
Yes,
The senior game didn't start till about 3:30. So...
Yeah, so a lot of concern over there. I'll take this opportunity to wish one of my great mates, Shane Richards, a happy 50th for yesterday. Well, I've got the chance. And the
Shane Richards.
Shane Richards, the Inverleigh superstar.
Number 11.
Number 11.
Third man to fine leg fieldsman.
Yes, but yes, he turned 50 yesterday.
They put an umbrella over him as well.
Well, that's probably for the rain. Grub, that might be why the blankets are on too, just trying to keep him comfortable if the ambulance is coming.
Yeah, well, Smithy...
No, you won't be saying that.
Oh, no, but Smithy sort of thought the same as me. But, you know, you'd never say those things.
No.
It's, for me, when I saw him went down, I thought it was definitely a leg, but...
But the concern, if it's a leg, you'd put him on the stretcher. Unless it's I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to
compound fracture.
Oh, well done, Dr. Smith. I think...
Oh. Thanks, Mitch. So... I guess they are. So we've just been informed that it is a broken leg.
Compound
fracture.
That's what I'm saying, because it'd be out through
the compound fracture. It is out through the skin. That's not great at all. You know.
Hope they got a green whistle out there.
I know he's fair. I seen him walk in with his one of his kids on his shoulder. Earlier today. So obviously his family are here. So there'd be a lot of concern out there, not just his teammates, but his family's here too, and obviously his brother plays alongside, so his brother's family, his partner that'll be here as well. So we wish nothing but the best for Nick.
But being realistic, right?
Yep.
It's happened.
Yep.
There's still a game of football to be won to play in a grand final.
Yes, there is.
So he's got a lot of really good mates that are playing with him in the Belpo Steel Footy Club. And they've got to try and turn that now into a positive. They can't go thinking about the poor bugger, and they've got to put him out of the mind and keep playing football. I know that sounds harsh, but that's what it's all about. And play for him, yes.
I imagine Tari would have said something along those lines, wouldn't he, and said you've got to now put that out of your mind and start playing. Obviously, it's probably going to depend on how long it takes to get an ambulance here. Because they can take a bit of time, can't they? So you're right though, Grub. There is a game of football now to be played and won. They'll need to move on. I mean, obviously it's going to add. I think there's probably only probably a minute or so to go. So there'll still only be a minute to go, but
that minute might not start in the next 20.
No, it might not. So
but I'll tell you another thing too. There was, as I said in the call, there's 3 or 4 Thompson blokes that were very, very close to him, helping him out.
Yeah.
So they've seen what's happened too. They've got to make sure that doesn't put them off their game as well.
Yeah.
Because they were very, very concerned about him.
Well, as Mitch has said, Sam Jacker was there straight away, and they seen it, and it was an immediate reaction, wasn't it? Everyone sort of put their hands up and said, get the stretcher out of her as soon as you can.
Oh, straight away. So obviously, well, that's why.
I think you're right, Rob. It's one of the things about our league that, is fantastic. It's player welfare is first and foremost everybody. So no one wants to see it.
Talking about legalities, so if they wait for an ambulance and it's going to take half an hour, can the players go inside or they have to stay on the ground?
I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what we will do, gents. We might go back to the studio for a little while. So we're going to have to... Steelo, are you there, mate? Can you just play a bit of music for a little while, but stay tuned, mate. It looks like we're waiting for an ambulance to arrive here at St Albans Reserve. So if you can play a few tunes, mate, and just hang around, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right, mate?
Thanks, Steelo.
Hello and welcome back to St Albans Reserve. We just giving a bit of an update. We're still waiting for the ambulance for Nick Flaccavento, who is still lying out there on the far side of the ground. It looks like the ambulance is just about to arrive. Dale, it's coming around the corner now. So we are wondering what happens. There is a 30-minute cut-off rule. If someone is injured, then it becomes, I think, umpire's discretion. As the game has not reached half-time, if the umpires decide that it's too late and don't continue playing, we believe the game is called off, and it is a no result, which means it would need to be replayed. But the ambulance is here. All the Belpo Steel players are making their way over to their teammate Nick Flaccavento. I imagine the gate would already be open. Yes, it is down the end there. So the ambulance will come on now, and the crews will do what they need to do, which could, again, take some more time. So we just thought we'd provide our listeners with a little bit of an update, who are wondering why they listen to music and not the footy. That is the reason why. We've had a very serious injury to the leg of Nick Flaccavento in a very innocuous contest, I would have thought.
Yeah, very much
Nick.
so.
There was not much in it, just obviously landed awkwardly or maybe on someone's boot and just...
So we're going to lose at least an hour here. A 30-minute mark has passed now.
It's passed, yes.
So if the competition regulations kick in as such, we're finished for the day. And my experience is ambulances take a long time to get patients comfortable.
They don't mess around. They don't mess around with them, do they? They give them
Got half an hour.
We'll be
half an hour's gone.
Half an hour from now we've got.
Oh, have we?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
If they don't get him off by then, the game's abandoned, and only two things can happen. One, Thompson go through because they're the highest ranked side, which Neville says that's not going to happen. But that's just Neville. The rules, reading the rules from Toothy, that could happen. The other only alternative is to replay the game, most probably here tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but with that ambulance getting there,
both sides have now gone over there. The Thompson boys have also gone over, which is fantastic. Show of support. And we're giving Nick a bit of a pat. And
you got to love that, don't you?
Yeah,
you got to love that.
You do. You know, we know we're combatants and all that sort of stuff, mate. But at the end of the day, you walk off the ground, you're still humans. You understand what's going on, and it was a freak thing. And
you do. I talked to Dean Young, Jared Young, before the game, and we were talking about Troopy. He said, "Oh, what a hell of a good bloke Troopy is," and all that. They all get along all around. Look, they'll run into each other and bowl each other out here. But when it's finished, fantastic. That's just a great show of sportsmanship from the Thompson Football Club.
It is. So yes, the Ambos are now tending to Nick. So it'll be interesting to get one of the umpires over here. Grab your mates, and it'd be nice to have a chat to one of them about what they see as proceeding on. I spoke to Cal Clisside before, and obviously he's been involved, and he said never happened in the time he was umpiring. He wasn't even sure what was going on.
Well, I'll tell you what you'll get off the umpires.
Nothing.
Donuts. You know why? Because I've already spoken to them, Bob. What do you reckon I've been doing? Walking around having a look at cars.
Yeah.
I spoke with the umpires with Neville, and they just walked in and said, "Your call." So it's up. It's all been worked out. At the moment, Alan Moore's on the phone to Michael Lim.
Yep.
And explained the whole situation. And from what I could gather, and I wasn't eavesdropping, yes I was.
Yes, you were.
And he said from that time on, which is about 10 minutes ago, half an hour, and then they'll have to make a decision.
Grubby, what started the ticking of the clock for the half hour?
I think it's more up, just whatever happens. I think the umpires pretty much got it right.
Well, they're calling the
because they
captains
came off right at the half hour.
They're calling the captains in now. So at Grinter Reserve, Torquay 5-6-36, leading Drysdale 5-2-32. And over at West Oval, we have St Mary's 2-4-16, leading South Barwon 1-7-13.
Funny game.
Windy over there.
Well, maybe the bike track's had a bit of a play, and I know my son, who won't be listening in because he's in love and he doesn't listen to his dad on the radio. I know his boys at Benalla All Blacks. Second 22 or 23 got through to a grand final next week up there. They were premiers last year, so they're going for back-to-back. Their ones are also premiers and finished last this year, so funny game football.
I'd like to have been a fly on the wall out there. Both captains have been told something. They're returning to their respective teams, or coaches in the case of Jack Yates, but we really don't know what they've been told.
He looked a bit angry coming away, Yatesy. But they could have only
What do you mean looked a bit angry coming away? Yatesy always looks angry.
They could only have told him what I heard because they come out when I did, so they haven't heard anything different.
No. No, so it'd be nice to get Yatesy over and find out what's going on.
Well, Neville's adamant that it won't be top rank go through. He's adamant.
Yeah, but if he can be overruled by... Oh, I suppose he can make the decision himself, can't he? If he really wants.
I've never seen Neville overruled by anybody.
No, neither have I, mate. And what's he been here, 38 years?
Oh.
He'd be a brave person to start it now, wouldn't it?
Be nearly more than that, wouldn't it?
By the way, you had a secretary answer your phone before too, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cogsy rang you and Dale took the call.
Oh, that would have been a good call.
Well, Dale said, I've been missing you, Brian. Where have you been on your Sundays?
So
Takings are down.
we still wait. The ambulance will certainly take a long time to get Nick Flacovento settled before he's loaded up. So we could be at least another 20 minutes, I think, with the ambulance on the ground. That'll take us to nearly 3:30. And from that point on, we wait for the outcome of conversation with GDFNL officials as to whether we replay or whether the president's overruled and in fact...
Well, I think there's a chance here, Rob, that they'll get him in the ambulance in time.
Yeah, they usually take a long time to get settled, but particularly with something like that, because I've got a feeling the blanket suggests to me, Grubby, that there's some shock involved, and if it's in that, they'll even be more cautious.
I think it's 2 compound fractures.
Oh, that's even worse.
2.
All right, lads, I've just had the update. So what is going to happen is the umpires have told the players as soon as the ambulance is off and it's ready to go, we're going to start the second quarter.
Right.
Second quarter?
Yes. So there's only a minute to go in the first quarter. They're going to finish the first quarter as it is. They're going to go straight to the second quarter and play from there. They're saying the ambulances will hopefully be off by 3:30 at the latest. So
does the coach feel allowed on the ground and speak to the players, or?
He should be able
to now if he wanted to, I would have thought.
Because now is practically quarter time.
Quarter time. So that is what the umpires have said to the captains. So we do see at this stage Thompson are 5-2-32, leading Belpost Hill, who are 1-1-7 at what will be quarter time, so the end of the Fairhaven Homes first quarter. And then we'll move straight into the second quarter once they get going. So
Dale, you've coached a bit in all seriousness. At this particular stage, Paul Lynch has a 4-goal lead if the game's started. Is his focus now more on player management than tactics? As in getting their mindset?
Oh, well, it's I think they came switched on to play footy, so they've got to get their mode back straight away. They know that obviously that there's been something they don't like to see in a Guinea game of football. So it's both sides. They've just got to get back on playing footy. Nothing can change what's already happened now, unfortunately. But both sides will need to get themselves back on track as quickly as possible. Obviously, Thompson to continue from where they left off, and Belpost Hill now maybe have had that little break that might just allow them to sway things and turn things around for themselves. But both sides have to work bloody hard. And as I said, it's not a right and wrong in this situation. Each player will be different out there themselves, but as I said, I think most of them come to this stage of the year and they're pretty switched on to what they need to do.
As we said earlier, mate, you got Jordan Flacovento out there as well, who is Nick's brother.
Yep, I know Tari spoke to him on the boundary line before, he already came across to the boundary line, and Tari was had the hand on the shoulder and pretty much. So it's not a good situation for anybody that's been out there involved in the game.
Absolutely not. So Drysdale 7-2-44, leading Torquay 5-6-36. So Drysdale kicked the last 2.
It's a good sign.
Well, it is if they blow the siren now, but they haven't. 2-5 to 1-7 still at the other game. So
is that at half time yet?
At the wouldn't be. No, it wouldn't. They start at 10 past. They start 10 minutes later than us. So probably halfway through or 20 minutes into the second quarter. If my brother's out there listening, and he might be able to let us know, he's a Drysdale man. But anyway, I should shout out to me nephew and niece, who surprisingly share the same birthday today because they are twins. So Hannah and Patrick are 19 today.
Inverleigh have bolted to a 25-12 lead over Winchelsea in the B-grade preliminary final in the netball.
Wow, stay tuned, people. Whoa!
Thank you for that, Rob. I know our listeners like to know what's going on. Grubby might not, but our listeners do.
Our listeners certainly do. So Inverleigh definitely have 2 football sides in grand finals, and they're well on their way to having at least one of their netball teams in.
Yes, they are. So
plenty of joy out at the Hawks camp.
There is, and I think Maury spoke well about what it's like out there, the culture and the way they've done it. I mean, I think after Lee Districts folded, I think they were very measured in the way they come back as a club, and I think that their focus is locals and get them involved, and that's what's happened. And it's fantastic to see. So They have been the hunted for quite a while. Now they're the hunter, so something might happen. Something might happen, but they're still working with Nick on the ground outside the ambulance. So, and I reckon that wind swung around, so Thompson would have might have it twice. Yes.
Yeah, well, I was just looking at those flags. It's almost
No, but that's been happening
45 degrees
that's
now.
happening all the time.
It has. All right, Steelo, we might come back to you for a bit more, mate, and just keep your ears tuned, buddy. We'll get more updates as it come when the game's about to start. 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Thank you, Steelo. All right, and we are back here at St Albans Reserve for resumption of play very, very shortly. The ambulances are loaded. Nick Flacavento in and will be exiting the arena shortly. For those who weren't tuning in earlier, we will start with the second quarter. There was probably about a minute to go in the first quarter. So we're going straight into the second quarter and hopefully we get a completion of the game. Not a great way to have an hour break, lads.
No, it's not ideal, Mark. Very, very sad news. It's a horrible feeling. It just leaves you sad. And I'm sure all the players, particularly Belpost Hill, Nick, one of their members, and also his brother Jordan is in the team as well. So we've got that to deal with. But the ambulance is about to leave the arena. So the arrangement is that we were inside the half hour of extra time. Presume the ambulance does get off the ground very quickly,
it'll be,
and the game will continue from quarter time onwards. It's going to be an enormous amount of pressure on players' individuals' mindsets in the next little while to deal with this.
Well, I think that was more that end the first quarter. That's what that was for.
Okay.
That's what the siren went and the hands were put up to end the first quarter. All the players now clapping the ambulance off, and it's a great show. Every player went over and seen Nick while he was laying on the ground and said it can be a fierce sport and a fierce competitive sport, but at the end of the day we walk off the ground and we all hope the best. So Dale, it looks like the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter is about to get underway. So there's Sir Eric Nichols' non-memorial clock at the ready.
And Grubby, the flags look different in the 45 minutes we've had off.
And umpire has put the ball in the air. Second quarter about to start. Jarvis gets the ball down. Plank tried to get the handball off to Anderson, but it goes back into the hands now of Barton from the middle of the ground. He puts the ball long into their forward line. Forward in best position, and he will hang on to the ball and take the mark. So he decides to go quickly inside. Bo Collins has made a move down the ground. He's also going to go quickly. Has player outside in Jones, and this is how Thompson started in the first quarter. Belpost Hill may start just that same way. So Jones is the only goal kicker in the Belpost Hill side till quarter time, and he has the one. And goal kickers for Thompson were Darcy Troop with 3, Jarks and Freeman also 1 apiece. So this would be a positive start for Belpost Hill in the second quarter. Zane Jones, only about 20 metres to worry about here. Comes in, runs out a little bit, kicks that goal. Drifted across, I think, and has through for a minor score. 1 goal, 2 now to Belpost Hill. 5-2 to the Thompson side. And we will have play restarted very shortly. I think there's a football up the tree by the sound of it now, so we're going to have a further delay.
That's all we need.
It won't be coming out. He's Travis Maguire's just indicating that to the bench, so we can get another ball out of the timekeeper's box.
Oh, goodness gracious. Wouldn't that heartbreaking for the players to sit down for 50 minutes almost and then...
Then this to happen.
A minute and a half in and we've got another delay.
There's the ball.
Ready? We've got one back on the ground now.
That young Troy Smith kicked it in well. Maybe it'll come out of retirement.
Went from one side of the ground to the other, from one half forward flank to the other half forward flank. I don't know where he was aiming for, Spide.
Oh, look, that's probably where he was aiming. He's probably aiming to kick to the goal square now, Smitty, and that's where it's ended up.
Righto, Travis Maguire's got the ball back in hand right now, so again to play just about to restart. He's going to bring the ball in and he's going to go to the far side of the ground where most of the play has been out there. Ball, Jarvis taps the ball back towards the boundary line. He's going to run over and to be thrown back in just outside the forward 50 for Belpost Hill. Just waiting now. Umpire throws the ball back to the play. Game ruck contest. Hard at it. Thompson player at the top may have been Zach Plant. He was tackled immediately and brought to ground. Umpire will come in and restart things once again. So again, ball up half forward line. This time Jarvis taps the ball back towards the boundary line. Anderson runs onto it, put the ball down, but he's got support there into the hands of Plant. He decides to go on with the ball. Freeman comes up, takes a mark just attacking side of centre wing. Turns and goes looking towards Jarks. McNamara back with the flight. Also with him is Andrews. McNamara just sends the ball back towards the boundary line and can't keep it in the field of play again. Ball on the far side, as we said, wind travelling across to that side. And we have a fair bit of play out there at this present time, and have been from the first quarter also.
Don't know where it's blowing. Dale, it's going everywhere.
Yeah, no, she keeps blowing around, changing directions.
There's 10 flags blowing different directions.
Yeah, thrown back in the game by the umpire. Jarks head over the contest, couldn't pick the ball up. Again, went to Anderson. He went back and collected it, put his head down again, tackled. Did he have? No prior opportunity there. Umpire said yes, he did. There will be a free kick, and it will go to Timmy Barton. So Timmy Barton with the ball now into their half-back line. McNamara across the ground. He hasn't even looked this side as yet. He's decided, no, I'm not going to take the risk. He's going to go straight down the line, go back towards centre wing. Will Ford's up there. Again, good mark out the back. And I reckon that, what is there? Might have been Barnett. He dribbles the ball back inside. And it's Jordan Cam now, just inside the centre square. He loads up and goes long, back into their forward line. Troops in the front of the contest. Ball comes through Baseley, went through his hands. Now it's going to be picked up by Anderson once again, put his head down. Can't get out of the contest, gave it to Darcy Troop. Umpire said, no, it's coming back to me.
Literally gave it to him.
Pretty much that's... So it's about 35 metres out from goal. Thompson attacking end. Again, ball thrown up by the umpire. This time Ruckman go at it. Ball hits the ground, picked up outside there by James. Handball looking to support, only had Jarks there. He tried to kick it round the body, didn't travel too far. Going back that time was Hodgson, picked up by Collins. Collins gives it to Baseley. He goes back out towards the half-back line. McNamara can't trap the ball. Sits underneath him now, over the top. Ball's picked up. Kerslake got the ball away, went to Cam, now to Plant. Plant gets the handball away to Hodgson off the right boot, round the body. And he has scored the first goal of the second quarter. Mitch Hodgson has his first. Thompson now have their sixth. They are 6-2. They lead Belpo still 1-2. We have gone almost 5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
Don't know about you, Rob, but the interest has gone out of this game for me. I don't know if Belpo still can keep going.
No, it's got pretty scrubby in their attack on the footy with some of them. The intensity around it, it's a fizz. Yeah, I agree. It's just got a funny feel about it.
You can pretend all you like that you're up and about, but inside you can't tell. And it looks to me some of these players, it's hurt them. It's hurt them inside.
All right, back in the middle now, Barton and Jarvis. Barton wins that one down. Running onto it is Bissett. Bissett goes out to Plant. Zach Plant on the left foot, driving Thompson forward again, but only as far as Baseley for Belpo still. So basically takes the mark in front of Donoghue. Looks at his options, been called to play on by the umpire. Did take a step, gets around Donoghue, then scrubby old kick down the line that lands in the hands of Adam Costello. Lucks of fortune there, lads. So Costello was playing in front, onto the left foot, goes short, out wide, looking for Whitney. The ball's punched away from him. Anderson runs on it for Thompson, breaks one tackle, turns around the right foot, driving Thompson forward again. Ball goes over the back, still in play. Cam can't pick it up. He may have been taken high there. The umpire said no. Anderson gets him to give him a hand, but the ball he has paid a free kick, has he? Looking at the umpire.
He's pointing the wrong way, but...
Yes, he has paid that free kick to Jordan Cam for 2-eye. Cam holding his head. So Cam for Thompson now drives the ball long in the Jarks direction. McNamara at the back, comes off hands, gets the handball away. Another handball out the back. Quick kick there by Sheedy. For Thompson, it lands in the hands of Mead Harding, who's gone the banana. I tell you what. Oh, he's hit the post with the banana. It's one behind to Mead Harding, his first score for the day. Thompson move on to 6-3, leading Belpo still 1-1. So Baseley in his traditional bring the ball back in role. Looking at his options. Jones leads this way. Where's he going to go? So Baseley now does decide to use Jones,
no.
but he has kicked it
That's always
that far,
going to be dangerous.
and he has kicked it out of bounds on the full, just outside the 50-metre line. Bissett takes the resultant free kick, chips the ball straight back in, finds Jackson Sheedy, who takes the mark and is looking to go back. He's taken the mark about 45 there. He's going to kick this all of 47, 48 metres. Might find out which way the wind's blowing this time, boys.
Well, I threw a couple of kicks on the far side of the ground before, and it's definitely favouring this end.
Yeah,
quite significantly.
So Jackson Sheedy now for Thompson coming in. Across the 50-metre line, throws on the boot. It's not a great kick at all. I don't think it has. It's just got the distance and gone through for a minor score. So second behind this quarter, 6-4-40. Thompson leading Belpo still a 1-2-8. We've gone 7.5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter.
Matty James takes the ball from the fullback position this time, runs, carries and kicks the ball long, goes outside 50 and actually almost towards centre wing. Mark not taken out there. Belpo still with some numbers picked out there, and it was taken by Bryans, got the handball outside, went looking for his teammate, got it to Fantella in the end. Ball goes towards centre wing. Adam Costello is there. He looks back inside. James continues to run down the ground, takes the mark. He never intended to give the handball then, I don't reckon. They just shaped it out like Kevin Bartlett runs round and put himself under a little bit of pressure. Now he has to give the handball. Missed the target. Ball's going to be turned over. Although Yates has put his head, Will Ford put his head over the ball. And he comes out, and it was given to Bissett. He comes out of the contest. He is tackled, and he was brought to ground, and will be another ball up in the middle of the ground. He sometimes confuses himself, I reckon, Matty James.
Yes.
Not about the players up the ground, but he definitely confuses himself.
Kick the bloody thing.
Ball now thrown up by the umpire. Barton taps the ball down, goes to Bissett once again, got the handball away. His teammate put him under a little bit of pressure, was taken a little bit high there. Zach Plant, that'll test the jaw out, got the handball away, into the hands now of Bissett, goes forward, a little scrubby kick, but Freeman read that nicely off the boot and has taken the mark. Next kick will be the important one. As I said, he's going to play on now, he's got to go long, and he's going to go very long. Goes towards Troop, over the top of him, and through for a minor score. He's 1-1 now to that player, 6-5 to Thompson, 1-2 Bell Post Hill. So Thompson pretty much now getting their feet and their momentum back where they had it early in that in the first quarter. So basically again comes out, kicks short, mark taken by Andrews. Andrews is going to run to 50 now and kick towards centre wing, and that's not a great kick either. And it will.
Oh, it stayed in. Stayed in play.
That stayed in.
Stayed in play. Didn't go out.
I think it's supposed to go out for out and a full up.
That's one thing. He's the umpire down there. He might have my glasses on.
I reckon.
Away. Oh, Brent Jarks, good strong mark, and Brent Jarks will go back and shoot for goal. 20 metres out, 25 metres out from goal, I will say, and Brent Jarks has one for the afternoon. Can go back and kick his second.
Wow, when things are going against you, Grub.
I don't know. Did it go out?
No, it didn't go out. It might have gone out, but it'll come back in.
And then it's out.
Oh, I reckon it was out.
I think if it goes out in mid-air and comes back in, it's out. So maybe he was right.
Doesn't have to land over the line.
No.
Brent Jarks comes in and he likes it straight off the boot. Umpire says it's okay. He has his second, the seventh now for the Thompson side. They are 7-5. Bell Post still 1-2. And we have gone 10 minutes. Second quarter, Buckers Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
But you're right. Whatever way it goes, things are just not going their way now anyway.
No.
I don't know. It's going to be really, really hard for them to get back into this game. Really hard.
Yeah, I think you're right, Grub, when you said about the mental. You and Snick were talking about the mental battle. You might put on a show, but a brave face. But you know,
they've got one consolation. They've got the best captain in the comp. It's up to him now to get him going. Not Tari's over the fence and actually the bloke out in the ground. He's got to get him going, Yates.
You're right. Anyway, ball's been thrown up. Barton and Jarvis go to Barton, wins that one down convincingly. Follows up his own ruck work, can't quite pick it up. Zach Plant dives on the ball, goes to feed it out, ends up in the hands of Dill Whitney, who drives Bell Post still forward, looking for Bryans. Ball bounces away from him, picked up here by Thompson, fed out to Leighton Thomson, who's running, has a bounce. Running now, heading the centre of the ground. Nice long kick down line, looking towards Freeman. Freeman and Andrews are there. Andrews brings the ball to ground. But Freeman's good enough to turn around, pick it up, has a bounce. Running in towards 50 now, just outside 50. Kicks a shank, but Jarks might be the recipient of it. No, not quite. Nearly fell into his arms, but it's just gone out of bounds. Deep in attack for Thompson, where the ball has spent quite a lot of the game.
But it was a good distance kick. The last one he kicked went too far for anybody to do anything about it. At least that gave Jarks a chance to mark it.
He had a shot, mate, and shanked it. He had a shot.
Yeah, I know, but where the ball landed, I'm saying. The last one landed through the points and gave Troop no chance. This one at least gave Jarks a chance.
Barton to do the ruck work against Cam. Ball comes in. Cam works to the front, gets a hand down. Freeman slaps the ball out of nowhere. Ball punched away now. Bissett overruns it. Works his way back but can't get it. So Dill Whitney picks the ball up. Gets a handball out to Will Ford, who's up the ground. Ball lands in the hands up now of Bissett. Bissett swings on the left foot. He's got 3 or 4 players to choose from. And the mark has been taken just outside 50. Is that Sammy Jacker?
Sammy Jacker can kick this.
He'll kick it easy.
He's kept the long sleeve jumper after quarter time, Dale. So
yes.
Sam Jacker, as we know, is a beautiful kick of the football and can kick the ball long distances.
I think it's a good time to use the word prodigious, bro.
Prodigious?
Yeah, go with that one.
Rightio. So Sam Jacker comes in, throws the ball on the boot. It is a prodigious kick, all right.
I told you.
It has gone all of 55 metres. That is the 8th goal for Thompson. 8-5. 53 leading Bell Post still a 1-2-8. And one would feel that there might be someone in the background warming up the tonsils.
Well,
Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
we're only halfway through the second quarter, and it's almost nearly over. Another goal or two, and she's over before half time here.
That's I say the old weight challenge lady is warming up the tonsils, mate. About to start singing.
Yeah, it's looking quite decisive at the moment. They've got a real domination of this game all over the ground at the moment.
Ball back in the middle now. Barton and Jarvis. Jarvis wins that one down quite easily. Anderson was held without it, but played on, took the advantage. Has a bounce now. Drives Thompson back into attack again in the Sharks' direction. McNamara comes across, helps out a Jordan Flaccavento, and punches the ball over the boundary line for another throw-in. Torquay 55, Drysdale 51. It's game on in the Ballerine Grand Final. So the ball has been retrieved and about to be thrown back in now. Barton against Cam. Barton goes to the front, wins that tap out. Heads towards the boundary line again. Second semi-final in the GFL, St Mary's 29, leading South Barwon 13. So we have travelled 14 minutes here. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter. So the ball's about to throw out of Dale, but he's blowing his nose. Ball comes in. Cam wins that one down, but Collins sharks it off his off the pack. Ball spills free. Anderson works hard, picks it up, gets a handball away, a bit slick for Bissett. He has plenty of support, goes back to Anderson, who throws the ball on the boot, goes deep into the forward line. McNamara again with that trusty right fist, punches the ball across the line. So 14 and a half minutes. Now 8-5, 53 Thompson, 1-2-8 Bell Post Hill. You right now, Dale?
Yeah, mate. They just had that sneeze there.
No, fair enough.
Got something off Grubby, I think. Ball thrown back in. Barton in front of the contest. Ball comes out into the hands there of Plant. Kicks round the body. Goes back to the full forward position. Troop leads in the race to the ball. Tries to kick round the body. Had one go at it. Then put the ball down, but kicks now. And the mark will be taken on the last line by Baseley. So to relieve some sort of pressure for the Bell Post Hill side. Unfortunately, not being able to put any score on the board. They've kicked short. And to find Flaccavento, this is Jordan. And he's taken a mark again, deep in their back pocket. And not many options further down the field. He's going to have to go towards Will Ford, who's made position towards the ball. Front of the contest, comes out, picked up there by Kerrins, trying to take them on. Got the handball out. Bryans picks the ball up into the hands of Costello. Around the body, Howard's there. Thulburn did that nicely, trapped the ball, got the handball back outside to Maguire. And a free kick's been given. And it's going to be for Thulburn. So he's going to take a free kick.
Wasn't a bad free kick, that.
In between a centre wing and their half forward line. So Thulburn indicates he's going to go long. That's where it heads. Long towards the forward line. Troops in front. Mark not taken. Comes out the back. Barton's down there to lend support. Goes on the right foot round the corner. Unfortunately, found his opposition player in Charlie Donoghue. And he can go back and line up for his first goal of the afternoon and further extend this lead to the Thompson side. So Charlie Donoghue. Kick of about 40 metres here will be required to get the distance. Comes in, kicks that goal, looks okay off the boot. He likes it. Umpire all says yes, it is all clear. Donoghue with his first and the 9th for Thompson. They are 9-5. Bell Post Hill 1-2. 16 gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
And Grubby, to make things worse, and when things don't go your way in situations like that, I mean, the ball bounces the odd way. A scrubby kick lands with Thompson, and then, of course, frustration kicks in. I'm really worried about the next few minutes with some the Bell Post Hill players who are clearly affected by this, and it's just hard to watch.
Well, at this point, unless they can do something about it, they're gone.
So the ball's thrown up now. Will Ford in the ruck against Jarvis. Jarvis rows his own ball. Tries to kick Barton at centre forward. Just charges through. Tries to get the handball out. Sable fighting for it, but has been dispossessed. Jacka wraps up Sable now, and I think the umpire will come in, and we will have a bounce.
Tell you one bloke who's not gone. He's just going through as hard as he can. Timmy
Barton.
Barton. He's not begging no pardons.
Ball in the air. Almost one down there. Plant couldn't quite pick it up as it goes through. The ball hits the deck again. Ball not coming out anywhere. Umpire says we'll have another go just outside the centre circle, just in Thompson's forward bit of the centre. Ball goes up now, so it's Ford versus Jarvis. Jarvis wins that one down. Looking for Plant. Couldn't do it. Sable picks the ball up. Stolen from him by Bissett, who handballs right to Plant. Plant was tackled high, says the umpire. So, plays on immediately on the left foot. Going long, looking for Troop. McNamara, Andrews in front, gets a little boot to the ball. Quick kick out there and go backwards to keep possession was by Quinn. So, basically comes out wide looking for Andrews, finds the target this time. Josh Andrews now, still in defence for Belpo, still looking his options down the ground. Not a lot of movement for him. So he comes long down the line, clubber inside of the ground. Players fly, ball hits the deck. Great shepherd there by Donahue. Lets Sheedy come through, and Sheedy will take the free kick for too high. Charlie Donahue used the body to open up the path beautifully there, Grub.
Who put that ball down there? That's 50-metre penalty.
Yes.
He put it on the ground.
Well, the umpire didn't see it, so it's not.
But it is.
Well, the umpire didn't see
Has
it.
to be a
So anyway,
50-metre penalty.
Sheedy goes forward. Long, looking for Andrews at the back there for Belpo still. Gets a handball over. Troop interferes, shrugs one tackle, gets up in the second. Handball off to Anderson, who's in a lot of space now. Sends the ball back forward, looking for Cam. Ball punched down now. Picked up there by Mead Harding, who's wrapped up by Jet Herman immediately. Umpire says no prior opportunity. So Thompson again well in attack, probably 25-30 metres out from their goal. Looks like McNamara and Cam are going to go battle. Neither really win, comes straight to the ground. McNamara fighting on hands and knees. Ball comes out the back to Flacavento, who sends the ball out in the Nick Costello direction. He punches the ball forward away from his opponent Barnett. The ball bounces up into Barnett's hands, who's wrapped up immediately by Costello, who's been pinned for a dangerous tackle. So the ball will come back in again for Thompson. So Mick Barnett goes long. No one really home. Will Ford flies. That's probably a free kick for him. No, it wasn't. Legal contact, the umpire says. Ball hits the ground.
What do you think?
I just said it should have been a free kick.
He just
Didn't look at the ball.
He didn't even look at the ball.
Just
he
ran
just
straight
bumped
through
into him mid-air with his eyes off the footy.
Maynard's in trouble for that in the AFL. So anyway, the ball goes up. Tap down here again. Running onto it was Bissett. He's wrapped up straight away in a very good tackle. So we'll have another ball up 40 metres out from the Thompson goal. Up it goes. Forward and Cam. Cam wins that one down very convincingly into the path of the teammate who's bumped off the ball there. Here we go. Ball still not coming out. Umpire's going to come in, I think, and have another go at trying to clear the play. Let's look for the third ball up free kick, Dale.
Yeah, well, actually, the umpire. Well, most of the players looked at the umpire at the centre half forward position, but there was one a little bit deeper.
Ball goes up, comes to the ground. A kick out here in front of Jones. Jones running onto it and takes the mark just outside defensive 50 in front of Sheedy. Plays on immediately, goes in short. Sheedy chops it off, runs into open goal, kicks it at front, and luck is a fortune. Falls into the hands of Jordan Cam, who has one behind for the day for Thompson. Has been very, very lively across half forward though. So perfect fall for Darcy Troop. So Cam now looking to put the 10th goal on the board for Thompson. We have gone nearly 21 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter here at St Albans Reserve. So in comes Jordan Cam. 20 metres out on a bit of an angle. Strolls in, puts it on the boot. The goal umpire does not move. That is it. 10-5-65 Thompson. 1-2-8 Belpo still. 21 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
I tell you what, I don't know what. They go in at half time. Tari's got the biggest job in football there. I don't know what he says to these blokes.
Yeah, it's tough. And again, just that kick there, there's two blokes from Thompson could have been bludgeoned because they were way over there on their own.
That's where it
and
went.
the ball lands in their chest.
I think basically all we can really say at half time is, all right, you blokes, you got your mate in the hospital. Go out and play for him.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter about the scoreboard. Just go out and play for him and do whatever you can. I think that's all he can say.
Try and get a bit of spirit in the group.
Back in the middle we go once again. Ball thrown up by the umpire. Both ruckmen, they jump at it. This time it gets into the hands of Whitney from the centre contest. He goes long into their forward line. Going back with Mark will be taking there. Selajan did that nicely. He has taken the mark. Had Jarvis this side of the ground, but he went the other way.
Now.
And he's gone out wide. Mark will be taken out there. They play on from that half-back line, go towards centre wing in a space by himself is Jacker. Looks to bring the ball back inside. Jacker now goes long. Who'll be the next target? Troops there. Ball comes out the back. McNamara stayed there. Got the handball out to Baseley. Baseley runs around one, gets through the middle of the other, goes short. We'll find Whitney. So Whitney now, he's got the ball, goes out wide. His kick also good. Mark is taken out there. And it will be
Herman.
Out there. Herman, is it?
Yep.
So Jet Herman now.
The boots given away from
him and Jones got the orange ones. So he now goes from that half-back line and goes back towards centre wing. Again, contest out there in front, Barton. Two grabs at it. Umpire said that's okay. Will Ford looking for the ball back in the middle. He goes down the line. Costello, that's better kick there. So they've won 2 in a row there. That kick wasn't so good. And it comes out, picked up there by Shooty. Got the handball outside, put his teammate under a bit of pressure in Barnett. He couldn't control it. Ball goes back over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw-in, which will take place on the far side of the ground. Not too far from the scoreboard here at the St Albans Oval.
We've been the third quarter in the Ballarat Grand Final. Torquay 8-9-57, Drysdale holding advantage 10-4-64 and a 10-point lead to St Mary's.
Keep your mind on the game, will you?
So the ball now from that ruck contest picked up by Anderson. He's tackled, not coming out of there. No prior opportunity. Umpire in, and we'll have a ball up. Ruckman there again. Ball thrown up from the contest. Whitney tried to force his way through. Does come out. Not too sure how it got out there, but Collins has it now. He goes quickly into the forward line. Mark is not taken there by Ford. Picked up by Harmer. Goes round the body, back towards the goal square. Mark required. Ball hits the ground. Picked up out there. It's going to be handball back to Harmer, who followed up. His kick was smothered nicely. Ball runs back towards the boundary line. Costello leads in the race for the ball. It goes over. We're going to have another throw-in on the far side.
Geez, he did everything right there, Will Ford. He's in an unbelievable bad position, and somehow he got his hand on the ball and dished it out, but they just couldn't get the goal. They just couldn't get the kick away.
No. There are days in football when things just don't run, and that's one of them today, and unfortunately it's a pretty important game. The ball out the back into the hands of Collins, going to the end of Costello, goes back again towards the goal square. Salajan's back in the goal square. Oh, was that paid? Mark has been paid. Not too sure they had the first touch, but he definitely had the second too.
Fairly sure he did have the first touch, but anyway.
And it's going to be Tom Bryans, I think, in the goal square. And he can go back and kick Bell Post Hill, second goal.
I'm not going to put it down after what McKay did last night.
Ball is straight through the middle. I didn't see that spider. Must have been in the second half because they gave it away at pretty early.
Which time?
Bell Post Hill 2-2. They trailed Thompson 10-5. 25 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter scoreboard.
Look, you just hope like hell that it spurs them on and they can get another couple before half time. But I think you're right. I think Thompson have had the win for the whole of the game so far, which is hard to combat. But hey, things like that happen in football. You got to get above them.
Yeah.
But again, I know I'm harping. You go back to the horrific injury, and I just don't know whether the players have actually got over it.
No, they don't appear to be switched on.
So Barton back in the middle, starts fighting against Jarvis, wins up one down, falls in the hands of Whitney, gives the ball over to Collins. Collins onto his left foot, drives Belpo still forward again. Adam Costello in front here, ball bounces over his head. Bryans comes at it, gets a free kick there for too high. Plays on immediately, swings on the right foot, goes deep into the forward line for Belpo still. Ball comes to ground. Maguire keeps paddling the ball away in front of him and just lays a hip and shoulder, open up a bit of space. Thorburn running onto it, kicking the ball in front of him. Goes out of bounds, right in front of the Thompson coach's box, just inside the forward 50, Belpost Hill's attacking zone.
Grubby, that goal might have made a difference because there was a fair bit more zest in a couple of attacks on the ball then, so it might be all it needs just to get them focused again.
Well, that's exactly what I was hoping for in a game like this.
The ball being thrown back in, neither ruckman get to the contest. Ford picks it up and goes with left-hand handball, which was smothered very, very well. Bissett picks the ball up, throws it on the right foot, quick kick, looking the cam direction. In front was Ma immediately wraps up tackle. Fantastic play. Interesting, Daniel Freeman just come off the ground grubby and seemed to be hobbling.
Oh, no.
So
I think Jackson Sheedy hurt himself. Which one's number one?
That's Mitch.
Mitch Sheedy hurt himself too before, but I think he's okay.
So Barton wins a tap down straight to Plant. Right. Was taken high immediately. The first tackle was okay. The second tackle came over the top. So Zach Plant will be the recipient. Quickly handballs the ball out. There's the player you just spoke of there, mate. No, that was Donahue. Sorry, goes long. Basically brings the ball to ground. Troop tries to run it off. McNamara. Troop kicks the ball off the ground very, very cleverly. Out in front of Andrews, who just forces the ball over the boundary line in front of Brent Jarks, and we'll have a boundary line throw in about 55 metres out from the Thompson goal. Quick transition from defence to attack. Thompson holding a 51-point lead, nearly 29 minutes into this second quarter. So ball is thrown in. Barton against Cam. Cam wins the ball down. Falls in the hands there of Jet Herman. Herman gets the ball away. A quick kick though from Jarks around the corner. Troops in front, holds position, can't take the mark. Picked up by Andrews, gets a handball away and it trickles out of bounds. Oh no, trickled through for a minor score. So
lucky it did.
It was run rushed through. So Thompson moved to 10-6-66, leading Belpost still 2-2-14. Ball to be brought back in now by Baseley. Plays on immediately, goes in short. Yates drops the mark he should have taken, puts himself under a bit of pressure, but gets the handball out to Fantella. Fantella tries to squeeze on down the line. It's dropped off by Donahue. Donahue on the left foot. He's got Cam in the middle all on his own. Contest finally appears. Picked up by Yates, gets a handball away to Baseley. Baseley goes back to Marr. Marr chips the ball across. Holds the ball. Matty James deep in defence for Belpo still. So James goes short, looking for Barton. Timmy Barton still about 30 metres out from his defensive goal. Goes very, very long down the line. It's a magnificent kick out the outer side. Barnett wrestling out there with Costello. Ball punched away, out of bounds. We'll have a boundary line throw in just Thompson's attacking side of centre wing. Far side of the ground where majority of the play has been. When it's not in Thompson's forward line, Grubby.
Yeah, I'm still trying to work out that. I don't know what he's on about, Smith. He kicks it all on his own. There was 8 blokes there.
Well, he was on his own at the start, but anyway, ball thrown back in. Barton wins that tap down. Came back straight back to where it came from. Ticked over 28 and a half. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter here at St Albans Reserve. He was on his own when the ball was kicked, and then they come from nowhere, mate.
So we're not too far away from the halftime break here. I'm looking forward to the half-time entertainment again. Ball from Jarvis goes back to the front of the contest. Yates had it, couldn't get a clean handball away. Picked up again by Barton, and he runs back towards the boundary. Delivers the ball towards their half-forward line. Thompson numbers back there. Ball hits the ground, picked up. Handball goes out the back to Barnett. Kicks round his body. Got back towards centre wing. Picked up nicely by Bissett. Got the handball out. We'll call it a handball.
I think he dropped
Umpire
it.
said he threw it, and it will be a free kick going to Jack Yates. So Yates now has a player further afield. He goes short. It'll get Whitney just inside the field of play. And pretty much to where the scoreboard stands. He's going to load up and go quickly and flat into their half-forward line. Cozzy comes out, can't take the mark. Ball's picked up again. Thompson with some numbers around it. They've worked pretty hard. Costello lays a tackle. Umpire said, let's throw it in as the ball's gone over the boundary line. So just now waiting for the umpire to get the ball back again. Timmy Barton's pushed himself down to do some ruck work. Jarvis also there, front position. Timmy Barton gets to the front position as a siren sounds to end the first half here this afternoon. And Thompson will go in at 10-6-66, 2-2-14 to Belpost Hill. Goal kickers at this stage of the day. 3 to Darcy Troop, which were all in the first quarter. 2 to Brent Jarks, 1 each to Freeman, Jacker, Donahue, Cam and Hodgson. And for Belpost Hill, there 2 goals at Jones and Bryants. We'll take a short break, come back and hopefully find a bit more, a better second half than we've had in the first. Unfortunately, a few things have happened for the Belpost Hill side, and they will need to improve. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Back here at St Albans Reserve, Thompson with a very commanding lead. They are 10-6, 66 lean Belpo still 2-2-14. Early in the last quarter at Grinter Reserve, Torquay 69 leading at Drysdale 66, and at three-quarter time at West Oval, St Mary's 30 leading South Barwon, who've kicked 3-10-28.
Say that again.
South Barwon 4-6-30. South Barwon 3-10-28. Three-quarter time.
Some update from the netball. Inverleigh have advanced to the grand final in B grade with a 47-25 win over Winchelsea. And Werribee held a 2-goal lead at quarter time, but Winchelsea have fought back in a low-scoring second quarter and lead by 1 goal, 17-16 at half-time in the A grade netball in another brutal defensive contest.
Rightio, Dale.
Umpire with ball in hand and third quarter action underway. Ball thrown up. Ruckman go at it this time. Doesn't come out of the centre contest or centre circle, but try to be forced out by Yates. Picked up by Anderson. He goes back for Thompson into the hands of Hodgson. Back into the hands of Anderson now. And he kicks long and straight into their forward line. Going out. Mark not taken. Ball gets out the back. Who's going to be first there? Belpo still the first there. Free kick goes to Flaccavetto. Gets to his feet. Goes out wide. Mark taken by Baseley. Back flank. Can look inside. Collins comes up at him. Takes the mark. He goes across the face of goal now. This time, handball goes out the back. Running player is Mark. Gets the ball back towards centre wing. Kerrins comes up and takes the mark. So now Belpo still chips the ball around the boundary line. Not a bad kick, and it ends up in the hands of Bryans. Handball outside. They've got a runner inside. Bowie McNamara. Can he keep going? Yes, he will. Looks at goal and finishes. He gets the first of the third quarter. A much-needed goal for the Belpo Still side. 3-2 to the Belpo Still side. 10-6 to Thompson. 1 minute gone.
Jeez,
Lifeline, third quarter.
You'd have seen that passage of play from Belpo Still 100 times over the years, Grubby.
Well, I have, and I think the good part of it was that we've noticed James, he's got the ball a few times and a bit unsure what he's going to do because the pressure's around him. But as soon as he gets the ball out and he pressure, he puts a beautiful little kick in. Bowie Mack, I don't know if he ran down or he's starting up forward.
No, he's going back. Run down.
Going back, so he's run down, put himself in a great position, which means, is he on Darcy Troop?
Yep.
Then Darcy's probably got to have to follow him at times if that's going to keep happening. But at the moment, it doesn't really matter. See what happens.
Back in the middle we go. This time Barton gets the ruck contest, goes back towards centre wing, leading in the race of the ball. Going to be picked up by Whitney. He's going to go long and flat into their half-forward line. Costello leads in the race for the ball. Couldn't pick it up the first time. Went back, tried to knock it, or kept the ball alive. Kicked off the ground. Has it gone over the bounce on the full? No, says the umpire.
Well in.
She's going to throw the ball in on about half forward for Belpo Still.
Torquay by 10 points now, Dale.
So throw umpire with ball back in hand now. Thrown back in. Ball comes front of the contest. Taken out of the contest. Collins just gets boot. Goes back to a dangerous position. Good ball from behind by Shooty. Ends up in the hands of Bissett. Went through his hands. Picked up in the back line. And it was a strong tackle there from Yates once again. Player not coming out of there. Might have been Zach Plant. I reckon it might have been. Yes, it was.
Now we might have a new equal clubhouse leader in the Corio Bay Health afternoon tea of the day too.
So the ball from the ruck contest comes out into the hands of Kerrins. He can't get out of the contest. It does come out, though. Ends up there. And the ball is kicked back into the half-forward line. It goes a little bit deeper now. Coming through, kicked off the ground by Tholburn, back towards the boundary line. And that's what he's been able to do, is put the ball out of bounds. We'll have another throw which will take place.
South Barwon a bit the lead at West Oval. Dale.
South Barwon.
4-10-34, leading St Mary's 4-8-32.
Not have said any good to me, kicking like that.
So the ball must be winning that side of town, I reckon. Yeah. Ball from the ruck contest comes out. Saligan positions himself nicely. Tackled. Ball comes out in the tackle. Picked up and kicked back to the goal square. And it is offline through for a minus score to Belpo Still. They move to 3-3. Ball in quickly there from Maguire. Found his teammate there in Kerslake, and he goes, moves the ball quickly. Found Jarks, half back line. Cam's asking for the ball to go deep. He comes back at it and takes the mark once again. Anderson's the next target. He decides to chip over the top. Anderson running into it, protected by his teammate from behind. Good work, Darcy Troop. Mark and all free kick. Plays on now. Where's the option? He's not too sure, but he's going to go and kick long back towards the goal square. Where does it land? Straight into the hands of Caleb Baseley, and he will defend nicely for Belpo Still. We've gone nearly 4 minutes. Lifeline. Third quarter, Thompson 10-6, 3-3, Belpo Still.
So Baseley relieves, chips the ball across to a teammate. Whitney goes long down the line. Beautiful kicking style of his. looking for Barton. The ball punched away from him. Running on the ball, Sheedy. He's wrapped up in a tackle immediately. I don't think it's going anywhere. The umpire says, nope, that's mine. So between centre wing and the half-forward line for Thompson. Ball's thrown up. Barton wins the tap down. Ball falls through. No one can pick it up. Finally at the back of the pack, it has been fed out there. Nice long. Jacker goes short and wide looking for a teammate. Ball has been cut off. Ball not marked, not taken. On the ground is that Freeman. He's back on the ground. It was Mead Harding. So Freeman might not be on the ground still.
No, he's still back here. He's out there.
He's out there again.
Yep.
Free kick has been awarded to, was it Bo Collins is going to? He won't give the ball up. The umpire, well, you've got a prerogative, mate. Give him 50, but he hasn't. So
You don't want to give it up because I don't think he thinks it was a free kick, and neither do I.
doesn't really matter. The umpire paid it. So coming out wide here looking for Flaccamento, who takes the mark. He chips the ball over the top looking for Quinn. But
Down the ground.
Sharks has knocked him over after he's got rid of the ball. Will be down the ground.
Should be 50 metres too, which wasn't paid.
And Sam Quinn will take the free kick.
Kerslake punched the ball over the boundary.
Comes down the line. Yates flies high, but Zach Plant stands his ground in front and takes a fantastic grab for Thompson. On that left foot, looks in the centre, looking for Troop. Hits Troop beautifully, but it's knocked out of his hands by Whitney. Play on has been called.
That's
Very
a
smart
mark,
play. No, apparently not. Out in front of Barton now. Attacking side for Belpo still. Barton just chips one over the top, sets Nick Costello a task. Sheedy comes over the top, knocks the ball away. Barnett now has the ball, slips over.
It's a push in the back.
Yeah, he's paid it.
He'd pay
Not
it.
a putt. Would you have paid a mark to Troop?
Yes, I would have. I thought he controlled it. So if that was the case, you paid it. It's 50 for taking the ball off him. But anyway, Mick
I
Barnett.
thought he was going to pay.
Mick Barnett has the free kick here for Thompson. Goes long down the line looking for Cam. Cam just too tall, flies over the top. Takes a mark centre wing here. Looking at his options up the ground. Takes his time. Sinks the boot in looking for Troop. Troop gets caught at the back of the pack, brought down by Andrews. Almost does his own roving. Ball falls into the hands there of Mead Harding. Gets the ball out. Quick handball given. Now Thompson driving ball forward now long. Looking for Jarks who comes out. Goes with the one hand. The ball has fallen over the back. Regan Kerslake runs in and kicks his first for the afternoon. Gets Thompson's 11th. 11-6-72. Leading Belpo still 3-3-21. And we have gone 6.5 minutes. Lifeline third quarter.
I thought there might have been a bit of life left in the game when they got that first goal, Belpo still, but Thompson do what a good sides do. If their opposing side is down a bit, they prey on them, and they did that then. Because he pushed that bloke in the back there for no reason, you've got to get them little stupid things out of the game. Otherwise, the ball would have stayed up this end, Rob.
Yeah, definitely. And they had a bit of momentum then too, and then that goal, hopefully it hasn't fizzled it, because if they can keep in it while they're using this wind, it'll be helpful.
So the ball from that ruck contest picked up and cleared away. Belpo still into the hands of Whitney. Goes back into their half-forward line. Barton is out there. Ball actually was got a bad bounce there, but it's picked up Tholburn. Nice bit of pace. Gets out of trouble. Player across the ground is Kerslake. Went in that direction. Has Semi Jacker there also, so they're going to be able to get out of trouble here. Jacker just needs to pick the ball up.
Can't pick it up.
One or two goes at it. Couldn't do so, so it's picked up by Will Ford to Harmer. Back into the hands now of James. He runs and carries. Got himself out of trouble. Took a bounce. He's got some pressure on him now. Got the handball at the back, so Herman just kicks the ball straight off the ground. So in mid-air, I should say. Goes out to the boundary line and has gone over for a throw-in. Now, you can't tell me Freeman's fit out there, because I've seen him hold his groin about 5 times since he's been in the play.
Yep.
He's not stretching out, so I'm not too sure why he's even on the ground. But
18 points to margin now. Torquay, Drysdale, Torquay in front. Cup might be hitting the spring reserve.
ball thrown back in by the umpire. Again, Jarvis front position, goes back towards the front. Going to be coming through there, picked up there by Herman. Got the handball further afield. Handball goes back outside. Whitney, right, left boot. Goes back towards the goal square. Oh, nice work. Jack Yates, touch, says the umpire. Through for a minor score. Not too sure where the touch was, but 3-4 now to the Bell Post Hill side. 11-6 Thompson, and 8 minutes gone. Lifeline third quarter.
No one argued one little bit, so...
No.
They didn't. So Donahue brings the ball in from fullback. Plays on straight away, goes long down the line. Looking for Jarvis. Ball punched away from him, heading towards the boundary line. Maguire in the race for the ball. Ball comes back. But Mead Harding down the back line now. Wrapped up in a tackle straight away, trying to get rid of it. The umpire said you had prior opportunity. You tried to take on the tackle. So free kick to Bell Post Hill. Yates plays on straight away. Goes long down looking for Costello. But Bo
McNamara's gone down the gear again.
Again. And we'll have a second shot at goal from playing at centre half back.
You just said to Tari, I want to go forward, Tari.
If you don't put me there, I'm going to go there anyway. So Bo McNamara, a chance here to bring up the fourth goal for Bell Post Hill. He's second for the day. Comes in, deliberate kick, Goal umpire moved a little bit,
Missed
and he
it.
has missed it to the left. So one behind to Bo McNamara. Bell post tilt to 3-5-23, trailing Thompson, 11-6-72. 9.5 minutes gone, lifeline third quarter. You can't do it alone, Grubby.
Big third quarter from Werribee season with a 3-goal lead at three-quarter time over Winchelsea in the A-grade netball.
Sam Jacker to bring the ball back in now. He just sinks a slipper into it and kicks it as far as he can. Beautiful looking kick out there. Ball gets over the back of the pack. As the umpire paid a push,
He's paid a
it was.
push again to Troop. He was
Yes.
pushed out of the contest.
I think you're right there, Grub. It's a good decision by the umpire. So Darcy Troop, no, it's gone to Seligen. So Steve Seligen has the ball. Now he just kicks the ball long down the line as well. Players fly, brought to ground. Picked up there by Andrews. Looks into the centre, I know he's looking for, but he's going to find Sammy Jacker all on his own. Jacker gets a handball across the Leighton Tholborn. Tholborn running through the centre of St Albans Reserve. Kick smothered very, very well there by Sable. Ball punched down. Charlie Donoghue tries to run on. He's bumped off the ball. Ball falls in the hands of Kerslake, who drives Thompson a long way forward again. But the ball's cut off deep in defence here for Belpo still. So coming out wide, looking for Baseley. Baseley just on the 50-metre line, defensive 50-metre line for Belpo still takes the mark in front of Kerslake. Goes in short, looking for and finding Sable. Bit of a dangerous kick that one, but it came off all right. So Jordan Sable now has options out this side. Doesn't know where to go. Goes a long way across the other side of the ground. Works out all right. So Flacavento plays on quickly. Finds Andrews. Andrews has had Fantella further afield. Decided not to use that and kick the ball straight to Sammy Jacker. Jacker transfers play into the centre of the ground. Finds Leighton Tholborn. So Tholborn for Thompson right on centre wing. Looks further up the ground, looking at his targets. Troop presents. Nearly gets to the front ball. It's been taken, I reckon, by Andrews. The umpire said he did, but he called advantage or play on. I don't think advantage from that. But the ball ends up in the hands of Fantella, who then gets a handball over the top to Bryans. Bryans gets around the players. Gets a handball through to Sable, who kept on running. Good work. Another good little handball. Quick kick over the top. Finds Will Ford. Now, promising build-up by Belpo still. Will Ford goes in the middle looking for James. It was not a great kick, but he has support there with Baseley. So Baseley picks the ball. Didn't pick the ball up. Eventually does. Played for the free kick.
Oh, gee, I reckon he dropped his knees.
Oh, he went straight to ground, I reckon.
Yeah.
But Baseley, just to relieve a bit of pressure, comes out wide and finds Flacavento. He's gone backwards a little bit there. So Jordan Flacavento chips the ball across. So the ball working back through the middle, kept working hard, was Cairns who spilt the mark. The turnover has happened. Freeman has picked the ball up, had a bounce, had a second bounce, trying to run it, gets the handball over the top to Cam. Cam running into an open goal, puts in the boot, but has pushed it through to the right for a minor score.
Let's just watch Freeman get up here.
He won't get up.
He's not going to get up.
Just been there to stretcher for him to get him up. Although when he did tap the ball in his hand, he took off on
Yeah,
it.
but he
had a bounce.
got a push, and I reckon he's hurt it again.
So ball's been brought back in. It ends up in the hands of Daniel Maher at centre half back for Bell Post Hill. He comes over the top looking for Kerrins. Kerrins takes the mark this time. It was only a costly drop just before, but not a lot moving down the ground from the kick to. So plays on, goes long out here looking in the direction of Yates. He's got Seligen against him. Ball comes over the back. Bo McNamara went without it, spent before he had it, went without it. Jumping on top, players in there everywhere. The umpire's going to have no choice, and we will have a ball up.
They're going to have to take Freeman off shortly. He's not right. You're
right.
right.
He's right before half time.
Right.
Rob said he come off before half time and he was struggling.
Yep.
Well, I don't know why you even have him out there.
Don't need him there now.
Not now. So the ball's gone up, hits the ground. Sheedy and Yates fighting for the ball. Umpire comes and said, that'll be mine. Thank you. Dale, would you like to take over, mate? 'Cause it's right in front of us.
Beautiful. Thanks, Spider.
At this stage, that he could still play next week.
Well,
If he
might be
stays
playing,
there,
no.
he might not.
No, exactly right. Ball from the ruck contest, picked up by Troop, got the handball away, only as far as Matty James, who runs onto the ball, tapped it back between his legs. Anderson was on hands and knees now. He sits over the top, no prior opportunity there. Umpire will come in and take possession of it. Good decision there.
The only alternative, Grubby, is that he's got no chance of playing next week, so it's get as much out of him today as they can. There's
Maybe.
no other logic.
But they're 8 goals up.
Yeah. If you're going to give a player a chance, though, Rob, you don't have him on the ground.
No.
Not at this stage. Ridiculous. But anyway, as I said.
And if he comes out, maybe there's still a chance for Jackson McLeod.
He's not a chance in.
Hey, look at him running out there like a sprint
I've
chicken.
got more
running
chance
water.
of playing next week than he has. Ball from Baseley goes out wide and goes towards Kerrins, leads up, takes the mark. So Willie Kerrins now looks back inside. Kick has to be good, gets over the head of Plant, ends up in the hands there of Yates, to puts it on his boot. Straight into the hands of Seligen.
Had more
At
time.
centre half back, he takes the mark, short chip up kick. Mark has taken Donoghue. Looks to swing and go, and he does so. Goes out towards centre wing. Cam presents up once again. Good work. And he takes the mark on true centre wing. Goes long into their half-forward line. Out in front, Freeman. Can't take the mark at ground level. Can't struggle to get up again, Freeman. Ball is back over the boundary line.
He paid the mark.
Yep.
So Freeman is going to be rewarded with the free kick or mark. So Dan Freeman decides to kick into their half-forward line. Troop is the target. He was up. I thought he might have had a free kick there because Matty Jones might have taken his arm, but umpires let things go. It's cleared away. Bell post still back towards centre wing. In front, Maher at the back. Cam once again.
I know you're a Fandale. He's been really good today.
Yeah, good last week, good this week. Ball back into their forward line. Good jump up there. Flaccavento brought ball to ground. Now it sits in the contest. I'm not too sure who the Bell post still player that dives on top of the ball, but it's going to...
It's on.
The plumber.
Umpire said there's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, the plumber's got it.
That goes to Whitney. I didn't think he was involved in it. But anyway, Anderson got his hand on the ball from that kick out towards Costello. He shrugs the tackle, then puts the ball back into the forward line. Mark straight onto the hands there of Jarks. Has he been paid? Yes, he has. Yep. So Brent Jarks will go back, and he will have a shot at goal.
Did he push his head towards him then?
That was a headbutt. That wasn't a push his head towards him. That was a genuine headbutt.
Well, I didn't see contact, though.
There you go. I've hung another one. Sorry, John Mitchell.
He might have tried to give him a kiss on the cheek.
The Liverpool kiss.
Yeah, I didn't see any contact, but I saw him push the head forward. I think he might just to say, how do you like that one, son?
Brent Jarks comes in from the boundary line, kicks that goal, goes across the face, and will be marked on the behind post by Darcy Troop, I believe.
I believe you're right, Dale.
He will go round the body, no doubt.
Well, these goals these days have become a lot easier than they used to be, so...
Not too sure why he's going back that far, but anyway.
Well, usually when they go back that far, they don't go around the corner. Now he's come back, so he's going to do it.
He's going around the corner.
He's realised he's gone that far back for no reason at all, Grub.
He's just taking his time now. He's looking at the clock. Wish they take the clock off here too. Umpire says go now. He goes round the body. Brings it back too far, too quickly. Darcy Troop, one behind. 3 goals, 2 for the afternoon. Thompson now to 11-8. 3-5 Belpo still. 16.5 gone. Lifeline third quarter.
Cubby basically with the ball, just wandering back to the goal square to resume play. He's come out long looking for Collins. Hasn't quite got that way. Saladin just pushes his opponent out of the way. Zane Jones.
No, he's going to give it to...
No, he said a push.
Yeah, he said a push. It's going to go to Bell Post.
Yeah, so it's going to Jones. So he handballs the ball to James. Side a bit of trouble, but James steadies up. Nice little kick in the middle, finds Costello. Adam, that is. Adam goes out even wider looking for Flaccavento, who takes it and runs. Short little stubby kick looking for Timmy Barton. Didn't do him any favours. The ball hits the ground. Picked up there. Handballed out beautifully by... that was by Mowat. But Belpo still recover possession. Go along looking for... Was that Bryans who flew for that and brought the ball to ground very, very well. Herman's picked up the crumb and was knocked over the banjo line. The ball will be thrown in. So, deep in attack for Belpo still. 3-5-23, trailing Thompson 11-8-74. Lifeline third a quarter. Ball to be thrown back in now. Barton and Jarvis. So, ball goes right to the back of all the ruckmen. Tap down, almost lands in the hands of Hermans. Will Ford picks it up. Throws it on the left boot, dig up and under, and has travelled over the boundary line on the full. So Leighton Tholburn to take the resultant free kick for Thompson once the ball comes back in. Has the ball in hand now. Oh no, it's gone to Travis Maguire. So Maguire for Thompson. He's been told to move around, line up his shot from 150 metres away apparently. So Maguire now to bring the ball in, looking at his options. Decides to go long, kicks it out over the 50. No mark has been taken, and what has happened here? The ball has gone over the boundary line on the full, I think.
Yep. Well, it hasn't been a good game to watch, has it?
No, it didn't reach the heights of last week, has it? So Belpo still will have the free kicks chipped in here, finds Basely. So Basely just outside 50, swings on the right foot, goes in the centre looking for Yates. He's got a couple of blokes fly with him. Ball falls to Plant on the left foot. Went for the clever kick, didn't quite come off, so chopped off here. Quick little handball over the side there. Another quick kick out there by Basely finds Kerrins. Will Kerrins handballs the ball over to Matty James. James sells a bit of candy not once but twice. Gets wrapped up. Goes to Kerrins. Kerrins looking for Herman. Wrapped up in the tackle. Ball comes through. James gets it. Handballs out to Dill Whitney. Whitney goes long from outside 50. Wrestling the goal square. Ball comes to ground. Adam Costello runs on it. Wrapped up in a tackle immediately. What's the umpire going to say here? No prior. My ball. So 15 metres out from the Bell Post Hill goal. We'll have a throw up. We've gone 19 and a half minutes. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard here at St Albans Reserve. So ball's up. Jarvis wins that one down. Only as far as Nick Costello, who handballs out to his brother Adam on the left foot. Has a flying shot at goal and does miss to the left. So Adam Costello's first score for the afternoon. Bell Post still moved to 3-6-24, trailing Thompson 11-8-74.
Sammy Jacker now kicking in from fullback. And again, he's not too sure what he wants to do, but the far side seems to be the best option. That's where he's going to go once again. So he plays on, uses every bit of ground he can and goes long out towards centre wing. Mark not taken out there. Ball comes back towards the boundary line. Leading the race was Shooty. He is now taken over and will have a throw in from the far side.
Southbone leading St Mary's by 5 points, and she's probably all over it at Winter Reserve. 19 points the lead for Torquay.
So the ball thrown back in this time. Ruckman go at it once again. Ball to the front of the contest. Plant tried to get through. Couldn't take clean possession. Towards Cam. He puts his head down. He is brought down in a tackle. And again, the ball not coming out. Umpires let things go. Will come in now and take possession of it. 50-point lead at this stage. Ball thrown back up again. So Ruckman tapped the ball down into the hands of Cam, who gets the kick around the body. Goes back to the centre wing. Andrews did pretty well there, got the ball down, but again, Thompson with some numbers around the contest, picked up by Plant.
That's a sling tackle if I've
I
ever
think
seen
that
one.
was a bit dangerous, that one.
It was.
And it's going to be won by Zach Plant. So Plant on centre wing.
I'll tell you what, they've attacked him today, haven't they, Plant?
Yeah, I'll definitely give him a feel for where he's drawn at, mate.
And I'll tell you what, he's
hasn't taken
stood
a
up
backward
pretty
step.
well so far.
He's been pretty good. And the ball now from Zach Plant goes into their half-forward line. Kick a little bit indirected, and Mark has been taken out there by Baseley. So Baseley's looked back inside his first instinct, but nothing there. He's going to go back down the line. Kick towards Whitney. Good kick, Mark taken. Whitney plays on and goes along the boundary line just that little bit further. Timmy Barton will mark just in the field of play, I reckon. So Barton now looking to... I was telling players he wants to deliver the ball longer into their forward line. And again, down the line they go once again. Ball gets out the back. Bell Post still have first hands on it. I reckon that by Yates put his hand on it, but nothing coming from the contest umpire to come in and will take possession of it.
Bo McNamara at full forward.
We had a bit of chance of kicking goals when he was on troop at centre-half back. Really, now he's got someone on him.
So from that ruck contest, ball again at ground level. It's not coming out too easily as Yates dives on top once again. And the umpire will take it back and we'll have another option of a ball up. Similar position to the last. Barton down there. Again, ball from neither ruckman take possession of it. But again, the ball's gone back over the boundary line, so this will be the third time. This time a throw in. Similar position. So we can get the ball out the back and running. Thrown in by the umpire once again. Again, from the ruck, goes back to the front of the contest. Picked up there. Back to that quick tackle. Another ball up Spider. So at 11-8 for the Thompson side, 3-6 Bell Post Hill, 23 minutes gone. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
See if I can get us out of here, Dale, eh?
A good option.
Rucks go out at Jarvis, wins the tap very, very cleverly. Herman runs on it, but the ball's taken off him by Sable. Swings on the right foot, kick was smothered immediately. Ball falls in a pack, and I couldn't do it, mate, sorry. And we're back in...
Well, it's not your fault.
Back in a ruck.
Not kicking the ball properly.
Back in the ruck. So, ball to be thrown up, Barton and Jarvis to go at it again. Neither ruckman win that ball. Bouncing around, gets free. I don't know who's kicked that, but they've kicked it out of bounds on the full. I didn't see you kick that, did either of you?
No.
Anyway, the resultant free kick for Thompson. Deep in defence. At least this will break the play open, Grub.
Yeah, I hope so. They haven't got many options. They're
No.
all tied up there.
They are.
Just go to the big fella, Troop. That's what I'd be doing.
It's been a long day for him. So that's the direction he goes, mate, looking for Troop. And he just pushes the
Grubby,
opponent out of the way.
Call it again, son.
And says, I'll just take this in on my own pretty much in the end. So Darcy Troop. Maybe he's followed Bo McNamara down, mate. So Troop about to kick the ball. Well, up and under again. That'll bring rain and a clear day. McNamara in front, sets himself and takes a fantastic grab in front of Cam.
50 metres.
And he's paid 50 for knocking the ball. So that will take Bo McNamara, you think, within range. Lads?
I don't know. He's only got little legs, this umpire. He might only take him 38.
He has only taken 38.
If that's 50 metres, I'm not here.
Maybe Bo's not quite in range, but he thinks he is. So Bo McNamara for Bell Post Hill. Comes in, hits the 50-metre line onto the boot. He's going to get the distance. I'll tell you what, that's a fantastic kick by Bo McNamara. Wow, gets his second for the afternoon. Gets a 4 for Bell Post Hill, 4-6-30. Trailing Thompson, who are 11-8. 74.
I just think from that distance, I think he might be a contender for the Fairhaven Homes goal of the day.
And he's not bothering with the back line anymore. He's decided to stay in the forward line. He likes the taste of these goals.
Oh, I've got on you, Eric. He's been there for 10 minutes.
The zing is still in a few of the older Bell Post Hill boys. A lot of pride, Grubby. They wouldn't want to just lay down here. But what are we, 44 points, near three-quarter time, and they got a battle to win in the last quarter. They're cooked.
Pretty much, with Bo Collins coming from the centre square, and he kicks the ball into the half-forward line. Saligin from behind spoils the ball, runs out towards the boundary line. Costello leads there. Also, Donoghue will take him to the boundary line and over. And again, we have it, as we did before, a throw-in which will take place on that far side.
Well, Noah Lynchy, I don't think he'd be too happy with that bloke that knocked the ball out of Bowie's hands and get to 50, because he doesn't give an inch, Lynch. No way.
No.
It's the way he coaches, and that's the way it should be.
So thrown back in once again, the umpire. Front position, Jarvis. Ball goes back towards Bissett. He now picks, or tried to pick the ball up, but then decided to let it go. Bell Post Hill, Thompson, both players on the ground, Anderson and Bowie Collins.
It reminds me of a bit like Doggy Ryan. 14 goals up with 3 minutes to play, and the bloke does a sloppy handball. He'd pull him off the ground and yell the hell out of him.
Expect perfection.
The umpire throws the ball up once again. Neither ruckman able to clear that ruck contest. And from where I sit, I can't even see which player has got the ball in hand, but it's going to be another scrum.
Well, Grubby, you'll be pleased to know that Werribee have won their way into another netball grand final with a 5-goal win over Winchelsea.
I'm absolutely ecstatic about the netball.
Young Lizzie, the Watergulf from Todd, not happy about that.
I think there was some bad language coming out of her mouth, actually.
I think so. So the ball's now in the hands of Troop, and on half back line goes back towards centre wing. Cam's there. Ball comes out of that contest. Back towards Andrews. Swivels and swirls and goes back with a short kick into the middle of the ground. He's picked it up and put it down as quickly as he had. He got a little tap off the ground there. Went towards Mead Harding, who picked the ball up. Now gets the ball outside the Plant. Plant over the top. Has his teammate in Curtis Lake. He was tackled, brought to ground. Umpires let things roll. And again, this time now he will come in and he will take possession of it.
Don't think it should be a long quarter, Dale. Only 3 goals kicked, mate. A lot of ball ups, though.
Yeah, you've been thinking that we're getting close to it at this stage. So ball thrown back in. This time the ball comes out of that contest again on hands and knees. Andrews over the top. Was it Sable? Geordie Sable it was. So he didn't win the free kick. I thought he may have then. But
well, you can pay them to break it up, can't you?
Yep.
Well, needs to get out. At least there's a tap outside the contest. Goes back towards Baseley. Bo Collins arrives, picks the ball up, gets out of trouble and goes wide, looking for Harmer. Ball gets over his head. He can't pick the ball up. It's done nicely there by Donoghue. He picks it up and goes back towards his teammate. Mark taken out there by Mead Harding. So Mead Harding now chips the ball back around the boundary line. Donoghue continued to run, and he goes long into the forward line. Troop in front. Troop takes a mark. Had a fair crack at it. Umpire said, we're going to pay it. And he will go back and shoot at his 4th goal of the afternoon.
Perfect kick from Donoghue to set Troop up there. He just had that metre to his left and he kicked it perfectly into the space.
You know why he had that metre to the left? Because Daniel Mowat put on a magnificent shepherd to keep the Bell Post Hill player at bay.
26 points at Grinter Reserve. She's all over there. Torquay will be premiers in the Ballerine.
So Darcy Troop comes in, looking at his 4th of the afternoon, 3 in the first. And he's shagged that one to the side.
He's what?
Shagged that one to the side.
Is that like a shank, Dale?
It is a shag. Worse than a shank.
Is that like a cormorant?
6-13 to 6-10 at West Oval. South Barn leading by 3 points.
3 goals, 3 to Darcy Troop, 11-9 Thompson. They lead Belpost Hill 4-6, 29 minutes gone. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard.
All right,
If he
the
kicks
ball
straight, he's going to the Hotham Hotel.
Oh,
you know
there
that.
we go, Dale. I've taken over right at the right time. 3-quarter time, Dale, here at St Albans. Can you please give us the goal kickers, my friend?
Well, Darcy Troop's got 3.
You just said that, yep.
3-3 from memory.
3-3. He's got 3-3
3-3.
all afternoon. Brent Jarks with 2. 1 to Freeman, 1 to Jacker, Donahue, Cam, Hodgson and Kerslake. And 4 Belpost Hill, 2 to Bowie Mac in that quarter, 1 to Bryans and 1 to Jones. We'll take a short break, come back, final quarter action. He's not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
St Albans reserve. Dale's having phone difficulties, which isn't really that.
Yeah, that
that's
doesn't mean much.
Doesn't mean much. Thompson holding a commanding 45-point lead here over Belpost Hill. 11-9-75 to 4-6-30. Was some signs of life there for Belpost Hill. Unfortunately, they kicked 2 goals 4. Had to kick 4 goals 4, 6 goals strike. We might have a game coming on, but it doesn't seem that's going to happen, Rob.
No, it doesn't. Look, they had a bit of zing, and it was mainly their senior players. Basically, the 2 goals come from Bo McNamara. Jack Yates is cracking in. Timmy Barton's still cracking in. The Costellos, but just there's a bit of zing out of it. They've had a pretty spirited 3-quarter time. Huddle is just breaking up now. There's a lot of there's clearly the result is known, and they're trying very hard to be up and about. And we hope to see some zing in the last quarter. But Thompson will cool through the pressure. as Bell Post Hill lifted, they lifted with them. They were able to defend pretty strongly, put a lot of pressure on around the middle of the ground. The midfielders, the battle's been pretty good. Dylan Whitney was really good that quarter. He'd been quiet in the first half, but he was really strong, probably the best midfielder on the ground in that quarter. But Zach Plant's in there doing enough. Tholburn was a lot better that quarter as well for Thompson to sort of break even in the middle of the ground. Jarvis and Barton has been an interesting battle. Barton's giving away many inches, but he's not giving away any heart. He's making Jarvis work really hard in there, and I don't think any team's had an advantage out of the ruck work, but the midfielders are probably broken even. But it's the cleanness that Thompson have used the ball going into their forward line, which is an obvious difference in the two sides. And one of the main reasons why they're 45 points in front of three-quarter time. Grubby, you've just been out to listen to Justin Tarr and probably his last address for the year. What did he have to say to the troops?
Pretty basic, pretty simple. Funny things have happened in football, but they can only happen if you get in there and have a go. And basically, that's all he can say.
Well, there's nothing else I could say. Grubby, I know you're interested in this result. South Barwon have defeated St Mary's by 3 points.
Oof.
And we'll go
What's
straight
that, the first
through.
semi, is
That's
it?
the second semi. We'll go
Second
straight
semi.
through to the GFL Grand Final. Dale, pass me your phone, mate. I'll see you and get one.
And just a recap for those,
and
there were many GDFNL fans who were keen on the netball result.
Yeah,
Werribee
3, I
have
think.
defeated
I think
Winchell
3 of them.
30 goals to 25. With Winch scoring only 10 goals in the second half, which is really, really disappointing.
That's
so Werribee
poor.
will go
That's
through
poor.
and take on East Geelong in a repeat of last year's grand final. But for now, it's looking like Thompson will move on and tackle Inverleigh. We've already seen Daniel Freeman off the ground with looks like a pretty serious groin injury. Hard to imagine him getting up to play next week with what we've seen this afternoon. Otherwise, Thompson looked pretty unscathed, Grubby.
Yeah, so far, yeah, that is a big injury because I reckon against Inverleigh they need his pace around the forward line. But you never know. You never know. Jackson McLeod might come in for him. You never know.
Oh, mate.
If he can't stride out now, mate, he's not striding out next week. Don't worry.
Yeah, I've seen quicker water boys in my time than Jackson McLeod is today.
Well, I remember when Jonesy and all them old North Geelong blokes ran the water. They were hopeless. But they were good on-field coaches, though.
They were, those old fellas.
All right, play. Just waiting for the spectators to clear the arena here at St Albans Reserve as we head into the last quarter. Grubby, we're on double bubble now, are we, mate, or what? You know, we're usually off air by now.
Apologies to the Albans fans
hour.
too. There'll be a slight delay to them.
They can listen to our dulcet tones. We can sing for them if they want.
I'll sing during the goals, if you want, but I think I'll be sneaking off early because I'm not very well.
Yeah.
Bit of Kentucky.
Here we go, Dale. All yours, mate.
Yeah, ball in the air. Final time for this game here this afternoon. Collins looks like he's going to come out of the centre. Got the handball away. Didn't go too far for Hermans. But Collins won the ball back again. Picks the ball back up. Left boot goes towards centre wing. Mark not taken. Kerrins comes out. And again, quick movement back into their forward line. Where will the ball bounce? It bounces. Goes towards Barton. The side's just to load up. Go long. McNamara, is he still at full forward? No, forwards there. Can't take the mark. Picked up. Running towards goal. And missing was Dill Whitney, I think it was, on the right boot. And through for a minor score. 4-7 to the Bell Post Hill side. 11-9 Thompson. And that only took 30 seconds to get that score on the board.
I don't care what those flags say. Standing out there, the wind's favouring that one. Down towards the
Whose phone's going off or watch is going
tape.
off? Probably mine.
Not mine. I can't even hear mine. I can't even get mine to work. I'm just about ready to toss her out the road the way home. Say someone stole it.
Mr. Technology.
I'll just hand it over to my granddaughter. She's 12. She'll be able to fix it for me.
Anyway, there's play out there, Dale.
Yes, on half forward we are. Just over half forward. And it's with the umpire once again. Umpire throws the ball up. Barton and Jarvis. Well, actually, it was Yates and Jarvis this time. Picked up by Dill Whitney again. Goes back into their half-forward line. Trapped out there nicely. Bryans just can't keep good control of it. Now it's gone off the boot. Umpire says it's gone out of bounds to the full. Has it or not? Yes, it has. No, it hasn't. What's happening?
Well, the boundary umpire still got it in his hand. They're having a bit of a chat. Should be about
Umpires
the
there
weather.
discussing. Enough delay.
Still doing
the game.
They're still doing it.
Ball in.
Oh, jeez.
So we're going to be having a ball in, which will take place right on the forward 50. Looks like Yates is going to go in there and do some ruck work. Ball, Jarvis front position. Yates out the back, got the handball away. Good work. Quick kick into the forward line. Ball is now picked up there by Jones. Got out of the contest. Turned the ball over though. Tackle was laid. Ball again in dispute. So Belpo still are up in the ante in this first part of the last quarter. Harmer gets the ball out the back. Umpire said it took too long, and it will go back. Free kick will go Barnett. No, it's not. Zach Plant once again. So Plant, he goes back towards centre wing. Nice kick. Mark taken out there. Donahue gets on his bike now and goes into the towards centre forward. Troop up in front. And a good pair of hands. He's been good all day there. The kick wasn't that great, so we put under a bit of pressure. That's nice work from Jarks over the top to Cam. Cam round the body. Does it bounce through? No, it hits the post.
Very casual football.
What's this bouncy thing? Why would you just kick a drop punt 25 metres?
Well, even Darcy Troop sort of half played on as slow as he could and put himself under pressure.
Cotton wool for next week, Greg?
Maybe already they're doing that.
So Matty James decides to bring ball in, goes short and find Jones. Jones again quickly outside. Running player is Flacavento. He goes short further afield. Mark taken out there. This time by Herman. Another short kick, so they're playing a good game of possession football. This is something they couldn't do early in the first quarter.
They couldn't get the ball
now, this is where they've mucked one up now. Back into the hands of Collins. Gets around a player coming at him, and he goes long. Out towards centre wing. Again in front, Maguire taps the ball back, goes towards Plant, went through his leg, picked up by Herman, got through the contest. Little boot the ball, didn't travel that far. Selajan, right spot, right time, takes a mark and will turn things around for Thompson. Players out the back, Donahue's the first of them. Has a teammate there in O'Halloran. Goes around the body, goes back by hand. Running player Anderson, short kick inside. Game wasn't great, but it got to the target in Jacker. He goes up and under, long into their forward line. Reading it nicely there was Flacavento, takes a mark, and he will go back and slow things down. Decides to go across the ground, keep things rolling, and he will find his teammate out there in Quinn. So Quinn still inside defensive 50. Willie Kerrin's probably a little bit early in the lead. He's got a short player if he wants to go to Andrews, but now he goes back towards Willie Kerrins, put him under a bit of pressure because Jordan Cam's standing right in front of him, and he takes the mark. So Cam now, he's going to slide up, go long. Brent Jarks has got the back position. Can he get the ball? Mark is taken out there, Dill Whitney, and he plays on and goes towards centre half back. Barton underneath the ball, but he takes a good mark. Running options outside, but he's going to go long by boot, out towards centre wing. McNamara uses his body. Selajan once again. He's done nicely back there. Takes the mark and goes back into their half-forward line. It's going to be played on out there by O'Halloran. Goes long and into their forward line. Jarks this time front position. Ball gets out the back. Jarks with some time and some space. Runs round. Kicks round the body. And has kicked a goal.
See you later.
Brent Jarks, the third for him this afternoon, and the 12th now for the Thompson side. They are 12-10, 4-7 Belpo still. 5 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
What a terrible wind. I was standing out there, and the wind was blowing that way. Look at the flags now. It's a gale going the other way. It's been like that all day.
Tom's about it all day.
It's been like that all day. It's just, in the old one, most days we got the wind. Oh, no, we haven't. Yes, we have. No, we haven't again. It's been a strange wind.
Yeah, we're back to 51 points, Grub, and then now we're just going through the motions. Thompson players will be hoping not to get hurt because done a pretty good job, and if they can get through a bruise-free last quarter, that'll help them next week.
Ball's in the air. Jarvis not worrying about that. Knocks the ball down to Plant, goes quickly across to Bissett. Bissett drives Thompson forward again, marking contest. Ball comes to ground. Cam stands there, gets the ball out, but basically chops off his handball, looking for Harmer. Didn't quite get to him. Quinn runs through, sidesteps a couple, throws on the boot. Bit of a mongrel punt going forward, looking for Barton. Bowls everyone over. Donahue's the first one to recover. Runs around, picks it up. He's got plenty of time now. Looks up the ground, looking for Mead Harding, who takes the mark onto the left straight away, looking for Jarks. And Mo McNamara has done fantastically come across to punch the ball away from Brent Jarks. We'll have a boundary line throw in about 30 metres around, 35 metres around from the Thompson behind post.
And very lucky not to get it down the ground for a kick.
Was that after the ball was kicked?
Yeah.
I didn't see it, Bud. So thank you for that. Ball comes in. Yates in the ruck work. Double fists it forward. Leighton Tholburn's the first to arrive, but the ball beats him over the boundary line, right in front of the St Albans Reserve major sponsor. I'm not giving Doki a plug, so bad luck. Anyway, ball about to be thrown in now. 50 metres out from the Thompson goal. And it comes Yates doing the ruck work again against Cam. Yates again wins the tap down. Ball's punched forward by Belpo still. Running onto it was Harmer. Harmer gets a quick kick away. It's a fantastic grab taken out there. I think that was by Adam Costello.
Yep.
And may have hit his head when he's come down, but he's on his feet now. So Adam Costello has the ball. Still defensive side of the centre. Goes short looking for Quinn. The kick was nice. Cam got there a bit late. But Quinn is holding play up now. Chips it out wide again. So they're playing the chip game now. So Sable goes in short. But the biggest man on the ground, Jordan Cam, chops it off. Now he sends Thompson deep into attack. Darcy Troop got some space. Uses his body well. Spills the mark. Foot races on. Troop taps for his own advantage. But again, beats the players and goes out of bounds for, I think, the 140th boundary line throw on that side of the ground, Dale.
Yeah, I know we've had some wind spider, but it hasn't been that strong. But it seems to have found the boundary line a fair bit out there this afternoon.
Oh, the ball comes in. We've got O'Halloran versus Yates. O'Halloran wins that one down. Picked up there by Ma. Ma couldn't break free from the tackle, and we'll have a ball up now in that spot. So, as we said, the last rights are being served. We've gone 8 minutes. This Morris Finance final quarter here at St Albans Reserve. Ball's in the air. Yates grabs it out of the ruck, gets a handball out. It's chopped off there by Plant. Plant gives the handball away. Quick kick in by Thompson. Has almost landed on the netball courts. So Balpo still will get a relieving free kick for out of bounds on the full, deep in their defence. So currently we have Thompson 12-10-82 leading Balpo still 4-7-31.
I tell you, how many handballs out of the stoppage, out of the pack does Plant give today? That's what he adds to this side.
Yeah.
Been fantastic,
Yeah,
hasn't
you
he?
can't misguide that fact. He's been terrific in there.
So ball brought back in here by Balpo, still along down the line. Jarvis flies and punches the ball away from the pack and out of bounds, and we'll have a, surprise, surprise, a boundary line throw in on the far side of the ground.
Yeah, cut that out, mate. Will you just mark a few?
Yeah,
Just
agree.
mark a few.
Break the pack open. Anyway, ball about to be thrown back in. Jarvis and Yates. Talk about Barton giving away a few inches. I think Yates is giving away 2 foot.
Yeah.
He's in front though, but Jarvis wins the ball down. Quick handball out of the pack, finds the aforementioned Plant, who gets the ball in the boot. Leighton Tholborn runs onto it, uncontested. Just outside the 50 here for Thompson. So Tholborn looking at his options, plays on, runs around, just outside 50, sinks the boot. That's a fantastic kick. I reckon that's caught through. Oh, no. Just missed to the far side. So Leighton Tholborn has his first score for the day, has Thompson's 11th point, 12-11-83, leading Balpo still 4-7-31.
Basically straight at the ground, but he's kicked it straight to Sam Jacka, who takes a mark right on 50, and he can go back now and shoot at goal because he has got the legs in him, even late in this game, I would think.
Put the hammies on ice, Dale. Just give a handball.
No, I reckon he enjoys having a good long shot at goal, and he showed earlier in the game this distance will not worry him at all.
Nope.
Although now the flags are pointing back towards Geelong.
Oh.
Just wait a minute. Just hang on to it for a minute until the wind springs back up.
Okay.
So now he lines up. He goes long. Has he got the distance? Yes, he has.
Yes.
Has he got the accuracy? Yes, he has. Sammy Jacka with his second of the afternoon and both long-range goals. 13-11 now to Thompson. 4-7 to Balpo still. 10 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Looks like a very popular player in the group, Grubby, despite the fact already leading by 50-plus points. His mates come from all over the place to give him a bit of a ruffle on the head for that beautiful shot at goal. So the spirit in the Tigers camp is very, very strong.
Johnny Mitchell told me everyone hates him.
I love his old man, though.
And you know what? That'll do me for the day, boys.
Rightio, Grub. Thank
Home to
you,
bed.
mate.
Yeah.
All right, ball's up now. Barton versus Jarvis. Jarvis wins that one down, goes through the hands of Anderson. He fights hard to get it back. He does. He's wrapped up straight away, and we'll have a secondary ball up
Leave your votes
in the
at
centre,
door, please,
in
Grubby.
the centre circle. Leave the Hotham card here. Ball goes up in the air. Barton, Jarvis wrestling. The ball comes down. Anderson, quick kick out of the pack, goes only as far as Bo Collins. It goes one way or the other, gets onto the right foot, goes long, looking for Kerrins. He's caught behind. May have given away a free kick, but umpire said no, play on. Still moving forward here into the bell post, still forward 50. No one can claim possession. I think that is Darcy Kelly, who's wrapped up in a tackle. So we'll have a ball up.
I'm going for Troop.
Right. All right, ball goes up, tap back down. But Campbell given away. Collins runs on it, swings on the left foot, has a flying shot at goal. Hasn't made the distance. The ball has been taken there. Grab. What's the umpire? He just paid the mark. Yes, he has. So
Anderson
has brought the ball out.
See ya.
So, yeah, mate. So the ball's been brought out here. Another fantastic grab has been taken by O'Halloran Thompson. He moves the ball on quickly, gives the handball across to the running teammate. Players fall over the back of the pack. Troop is the last man standing. Has been a free kick picked out here. And it will end up going, I think, to Nathan Bissett of Thompson. True centre wing right in front of the commentary rock. So Bissett plays on. Goes long down the line. Fantastic grab there taken by Jarks. Oh, he's a bit proppy, I reckon, here too.
A few blokes cramping out there still, I think.
Well, it's been a long day.
Sits in strive as well. He was very tight when he kicked that.
So Jarks drives Thompson long. No one home, but in the end, Harmer has dropped it. Mead Harding has just kicked the ball off the ground. Straight through for a goal. Takes Thompson to 14-11-95, leading Bellpost Hill 4-7-31. Easiest of goals there. Just extends the lead, Dale. So Morris Finance final quarter here at St Albans Reserve.
64-point lead now. It's not a true reflection of the game. I don't think Bellpost Hill have had one of those horror days. The worst part, of course, Nick Flacavento are suffering a very serious compound fracture to his leg. We believe it held the game up for almost an hour, and the Thompson players had a pretty good lead, then about 4-goal lead, but Bellpost Hill have struggled for energy since.
Ball tapped down. Oh, sorry, Dale.
No, right,
ball tapped down to plan. Anderson ends up with him, goes long, could have been a free kick paid, and has been, and will probably be 50. Has to be, doesn't it?
It does.
But the umpire said no.
It was kicked away in pure frustration, which is exactly what the idea of the rule is.
Yeah, and now it's just going through Brent Jarks' legs. He's young Cam's going to help him out and go get it for him. So Brent Jarks will be lining up for his 4th goal of the afternoon. He hasn't had that, I didn't think that big a day, but lining up for goal number 4 now. 30 metres out, directly in front. Resultant of a free kick, holding without the ball in the marking contest. So Brent Jarks coming in now. That familiar kicking style, the ball leaning forward a little bit. Onto the boot. Has not missed it all. Umpire moved a little bit, but no, Brent Jarks has his 4th for the afternoon. The 15th for Thompson. They moved to 15-11-101, leading Bellpost Hill, who are 4-7-31. And we have gone 14 minutes. Morris Finance, final quarter here at St Albans Reserve.
Yeah, it's just a tough day at the office. You can imagine the effect that it would have had on the group to sit through that and watch one of their mates in a great deal of agony. It was a horrible sight to see Nick Flacavento loaded onto the ambulance. And the game had lost its fizz then and it hasn't really come back.
Ball middle of the ground. This time Plant tried to get the handball over the top, went into the hands there, and it's going to be cleared away by Herman. Hermans goes into their half-forward line, Salajan, and he will take the mark. He plays on, goes out wide. Mark will be taken out there. Jarvis gives it off to Donahue. Donahue continues to run all day. Ball gets out the back. McNamara read that, gets to the contest. Put the handball in, goes to Matty James. Went one way, went back the other, got the handball to Dill Whitney. Unfortunately, he runs over the boundary line, and we will have a throw-in which will take place pretty close to where we sit for a change spot. I'm not the far side of the ground, so it's a good time to be calling.
Fantastic calling spot for you, Dale.
Absolutely.
He's a big lump of bloke, that O'Halloran, too.
Oh, yes, no, there's some big boys out there. So ball thrown back in. Jarvis can't take the contest. Bo Collins is out the back. He picks the ball up, got the handball away, goes back towards Jarvis. Again, ball back in the hands of Collins. He's tackled, brought to ground. And without any prior opportunity there, umpire will come in and take possession of it. So the umpire very quickly throws the ball in the air. Zach Plant taken in a tackle, taken to the ground. And again, no prior opportunity there. So he's definitely got himself back in and working pretty hard in this Thompson side this afternoon. Again, another opportunity for him. McNamara's also got his hands on the ball. Whitney, I think, might be the 3rd bloke in there. No, he won't. Yeah, might was Jack Yates over the top.
There's a shock.
Yeah. There's 1, 2 or 3. You're pretty close to winning those most times. So the ball from that ruck contest. Plant tries to force his way through the contest once again.
He's hurt.
Took the wind out of his sails at time. He might want a rib cage, I reckon.
Or he just kept running through just the knee, I think, Dale. Was not intentional or anything
No, just the contact through. Yeah. Yates from the ruck contest kicks the ball back towards his centre wing, coming up with the ball forward, didn't take the mark. He's copped another one. He's going to be a bit slow himself, getting him off the ground. Out the back to Maguire, put himself under a bit of pressure. Handball goes to Barnett to Salajan. He's tackled without the ball. Umpire said there's a sling tackle. Free kick goes to Salajan and the centre half back position. He goes into the middle of the ground. Uncontested mark taken there by Mead Harding. Decides to play on now. Umpire calls it. Kicks into the forward line. Jarks. Ball doesn't get to him. Ball out the back to Flacavento. Twists and turns. A little short kick coming out of defence. Mark taken out there this time by his teammate in Fantella. He goes wide. Again, Herman now goes quickly. Barton into some space just in front of the scoreboard here at St Albans. And he slows things down just a little bit. Decides to go now into their forward line. kick wasn't great. Sheedy going back, didn't take the mark. Might have been unlucky not to get a free kick there, but the ball comes back out and it's going back towards centre wing. Herman takes the mark, decides to go back as quickly as it came out, and the mark is going to be taken out there. I think that's Barnett going to the hands of Saligan. He's going over the top with a short kick back towards centre wing. Out the back, Jacker protected the space, runs onto it. Short kick to go Cam. And Jordan Cam again taking the ball from that far side of the ground. A long kick back inside, goes over the back. Sheedy read that nicely, just has to pick the ball up. Will do so, runs to the goals and will finish. Jackson Sheedy's first of the afternoon, 16th now for Thompson. So they are 16-11, 4-7 to the Bellpost Hill side. Almost 80 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, it was a fantastic bit of play by Sheedy. He was the man spotted up on the far side of the ground. He was clear running down the wing. But the ball didn't go exactly where the kicker wanted it to. It landed on the pack, but Sheedy never contested the ball. He just waited at the back of the pack, read it beautifully, and just had an open goal to run into. Hasn't done a lot. Neither of the Sheedy brothers have really had a huge impact on the game, but I'm sure Paul Lynch would be happy that everyone has just done their little piece in what is now, well, it's gone out to a 76-point margin.
Ball in the air, Yates versus Jarvis. Jarvis gets the ball himself, hams it all out in front of Jacker. Jacker breaks free, handballs away over to Cam, sets himself a task. Fantella wraps him up and will win a free kick, I think, for a bit of a throw there.
A bit of a throw.
So he plays on, Yates takes the mark, gets the handball out wide here. So Bryans goes in short, looking for and finding Harmer. So Harmer now for Bellpost still. Goes in short again and finds his captain in Will Ford. Ford handballs ball over to Beau Collins. Collins running through the middle. Goes long down the line. Kick does not favour Ford, but he manages to bring it to ground. McNamara's in there fighting for it as well. Ball now's almost fallen free. Mowat picks it up. He's wrapped up by McNamara immediately. Brought to ground. The umpire's going to say no prior opportunity. So we'll have a ball up about 40 metres out from the Bellpost Hill goal. This is their problem. They haven't been able to lock it in all day. So the ball's thrown up in the air, punched down. Running onto it is Harmer. Tries to break a tackle, doesn't do so. Wrapped up. What's the umpire going to say? You tried to break the tackle. You had prior opportunity. So the free kick will go to Thompson. So I can't see who's got that one. It looks like Kerslake. He has. He goes to play on and falls over. So what's the umpire going to say here? Hadn't blown time on.
Oh, I think he's just telling him to stop being silly and go get
That's Sam Jacker, actually. So Jacker now just drives the ball along. Saligan has made space out here on the wing, puts the hands up, can't quite take the mark. Bryans and Bissett fight for the ball. It falls in the hands of Bryans and then again falls in the hands of Collins, overruns it, goes back to Jacker. Quick kick forward, maybe a free kick down the ground for a push after it, but no, not paid. So Dill Whitney now has the ball wrapped up in a tackle by O'Halloran, gets his handball away. But no advantage there. Tholman picks it up, gets the handball through, ends up in the hands of Cam. Cam goes to Kerslake. Kerslake's wrapped up, let the ball go, and that's how the umpire would have seen it. So great tackle there by Sammy Quinn for Bellpost Hill. Quinn goes out wide and finds Basely in a lot of space. Basely then goes short and finds Adam Costello. So still working the ball forward here. So Kerrins now goes up looking for Ford, not finding him. Costello dropped the mark. Then it was Mead Harding who drove the ball out for Thompson. Now picked up there by Kerrins again. He goes short, looking for Herman, who either taking the mark or will get a resultant free kick just inside, or the man on the mark is inside 50, but he goes short to Basely. Basely now looking for a leading target, goes towards Yates, puts his hands up, ball comes to ground. Bryans for Bellpost still first there. Picked up, goes one way the alley, gets a handball back to Matty James, who takes on Anderson. Gets around, handballs back to Quinn, who then decides to chip the ball out wide. And we'll do it all again with Cubby Basely there. True centre wing, far side of the ground here at St Albans Reserve. So Basely goes in short, looking for Kerrins, goes over his head. Fortuitously lands in the hands of the skipper of Bellpost still, Jack Yates, who looks like he's going to have a shot. We have gone 21 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter here at St Albans Reserve preliminary final day. So Yates goes very, very long. Hasn't quite made the distance. Jacker in front. Takes the mark. I think you would paid that, won't he? Yes, the umpire said so. So Sam Jacker now coming out wide. Has Nathan Bissett in space. Kicks it to him. Bissett can't take the mark. Has plenty of time to recover. Chips the ball over the top. Has been flattened after the kick.
Oh,
and has...
That'll be another one.
Be another one as well. So Brent Jarks will be recipient of about 100 metre penalty, I think.
Yes. And both of them warranted.
So Brent Jarks will be kicking for goal number 5. Kicking from about 50. So Brent Jarks coming in. Crosses the 50-metre line now, onto the boot, goes very, very long. Goal umpire does not move. Brent Jarks puts through his 5th for the afternoon to 17th for Thompson, 7-11, 113, leading Belpo still 4-7-31. We've gone 22.5 minutes. Morris Finance, final quarter.
Perfect example again of the value of Brent Jarks. Boys, if you just were quickly asked now, how's Brent gone today? You think, been pretty quiet. He's got 5 goals without really looking to be hugely influential on the game. He's a very dangerous player. Uses his body well, takes every opportunity. I think he might have even missed a couple that he could have got to. So you just know that you cannot afford to take your eye off this player when you're his opponent. He's a very, very good operator.
So ball back in the middle again. Ruckman go at it once again. Picked up there by Whitney. Handballs over the top. Went back towards Harmer. Runs from the middle and kicks long into their forward line. Salajan just drifted off the pack and took the mark. Did that nicely. Plays on now. Comes out wide. Donahue has found some space by himself and he also continues to run. Kicks back towards the half forward line. Mead Harding comes out. Takes a mark. Wants to spin and does so and goes quickly into their forward line. Out the back. Bissett. That was a nice weighted kick and he hasn't let him down. Nathan Bissett's taken the mark. Stuck him from a bit of cramp. Nathan Bissett, I think. So he's a bit slow to get to his feet.
Like a fitness.
Gabby Basley is also starting to feel the effects of it all. A long final series. Just asked the umpire for a bit of guidance there, I think. So Nathan Bissett.
Don't about telling him to stand. Cubby can't move.
Yeah, just hold me up for a minute. So all players have really feeling the effects of a long afternoon. And he comes in now. Nathan Bissett steps over 50, kicks long. It looks good off the boot.
Kick.
Has it got the distance? Not quite, and will be pushed through for a minor score. His first score of the afternoon, 17-12 for the Thompson side now. 4-7 Belpo still. 24 minutes gone, final quarter. Ball comes out quickly to the back pocket. Mark taken out there by Nick Costello. Goes back to the goal square. Sam Quinn with the ball now. Across the ground they're going to go. Basically decides not to go that way now, and he goes straight up the middle towards Collins. And he's assessing his options. He goes further and straight up the field. That's a great kick. Kerrins into some space, off to the hands and running. Matty James takes a bounce. Got a handball outside, went towards Adam Costello and puts the ball back into Bryans. He runs now and kicks the ball into their half-forward line. A 2-on-1 situation out there. Coming up, mark taken by Herman. So probably a good little passage of play for him at this stage. The next kick's going to be the important one. Out the back, Will Ford uses his bodies nicely. Will take the mark and go back. I think to try and kick his first goal of the afternoon, which it will be.
Be right, mate. That's a genuine coast-to-coast footy, isn't it, Dale?
Yes, that's what we that's what we used to see from Belpo still. That's what we have seen from Belpo on a regular occurrence.
Ford has won a lot of footy today. He's been forced up the ground. He's won a lot around half forward. Surprise, this is his first goal if he's successful, but he hasn't played like you'd expect a full forward with those numbers to play. He's been reasonably effective.
So Thompson have done exactly what Inverleigh did a couple of weeks back, I reckon, Rob. Just limited his opportunities deep, but he's had to come forward and do some ruck work. But that is a nice kick on goal, and that's why he has kicked so many for the year. 5-7 to the Belpo Still side, 17-12 to Thompson, and we have gone towards 26 minutes. Morris Finance, final quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, it's good to see there's still a bit of zing in the team. There was that couple of 50-metre penalties a while ago made me think, hopefully not going to get spiteful to the end, but I think it was just a moment and things have returned to normal. They're focused on the footy again, but that was a good passage of play. Admittedly, Thompson are probably going to be below their best at this particular stage as far as chasing and effort, but there's still some young players from Belpo still. Bryans has been a really good young player. Kerrins has done a good job today, but some of the old stages have been fantastic as well under pressure.
So ball in the air, Jarvis versus Yates. Jarvis wins Dan Anderson, goes a quick kick. Bissett ends up with it and handballs the ball towards Sammy Jacker. Dropped off by Matty James at Belpo still. Tries to get round a tackle, gets a handball out over the top to Herman. Herman goes further forward to Dill Whitney. Whitney now looking forward for Adam Costello. Measures the kick beautifully and Costello does not let him down. Takes the mark, plays on immediately and finds Will Ford. Very, very strong hands. Full lead in front of Travis Maguire. So Will Ford had a goal. He's having his second shot within 30 seconds. So we've ticked over 26.5 minutes here. Morris Finance final quarter. St Albans Reserve GDFNL prelim final day. So Will Ford for Belpo still. They're looking for his second within a minute. Very deliberate. Coming in now, kicking from about 35 metres on a probably 45 to 50 degree angle. Ball hits the boot. Goal umpire has a bit of a hot shoe shuffle, but it doesn't matter. The result is the same. Will Ford gets his second for the afternoon. Gets Bell Post Hill 6. They move to 6-7-43, trailing Thompson, who are 17-12, 1-14. 27 minutes ticked over. Morris Finance final quarter.
Yeah, good to get some reward for Ford. The paper will show he's kicked a couple, and that's probably a fair result for the effort. He's been put under a lot of pressure, forced up the ground, as Dale said before, as he was a couple of weeks ago, and hasn't been as an effective forward. But they've only mustered 6 for the afternoon. He's kicked 33 1/3% of those breaks, so that's not too bad an effort from the big forward.
So ball back in the middle. Herman picked the ball up and was smothered again, going at the ball, and it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to
Jard Anderson, I think.
Jard Anderson, you're right. So Anderson now decides he wants to go quickly into their half-forward line on the lead. Cam comes out, overruns the ball. Andrews went back and collected it, got a handball back inside to Dill Whitney, and he now kicks the ball back towards centre wing. Mark up in front. Salajan had one go at it. Ball comes back to ground. Picked up Donahue, who actually didn't take the ball. And the siren has sounded, which will end the game here this afternoon, with Thompson running out 17-12, 114, beating Bell Post Hill 6-7-43. Goal kickers, Brent Jarks with 5, Darcy Troop with 3, Sammy Jacker 2, 1 each to Mead, Harding, Freeman, Donahue, Cam, Hodgson and Kerslake. And Bell Post Hill, their goal kickers, 2 to Will Ford, 2 to Bowie McNamara, 1 to Jones and Bryan. Take a short break, come back, and we will go through and give you some best players for the day. Award the Hotham meal, and unfortunately, Grubby might be able to do a summary from the car if he's still listening and search not through. But doesn't matter. We've got Rob Cameron here. He'll do just as good a job.
Let the Thompson crowd hear the song.
You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Bench, who will be conducting the Elvis Hour shortly, and we apologise to the fans. We'll be as brief as we can in the wrap-up. And Braids and Dale Smith, there's been some tough games this year to give votes, but I declare that there's none tougher than this one.
Yeah, well, if you want me to start singing, Grant, I'm quite happy about a couple of Elvis tunes.
Give us a bit of Kentucky Rain, bro.
Might actually lose listeners if I start singing. No, Rob, you are right. It was, look, from the moment, look, Thompson were in control of the game anyway at the time when Flacavento went down with that horrible injury. They were in control, and then once the game did restart about an hour later, it didn't really shift. The momentum never really swung around to Belpost Hill. So they were never really in the contest. But the votes are going to be very, very tough. I'm happy to go first if you like.
Please do.
Just to be wrong to start with. I gave one vote to Jordan Cam. I actually thought his first 2.5 quarters, maybe nearly 3. His last quarter was a little bit quiet, but I thought Jordan Cam was fantastic during the day. I gave 2 to Zach Plant. What a fantastic inclusion he was for Thompson today. Coming in, and again, a pretty serious injury he carried into the game. He was really, really good. And for me, the best player on the ground was Jard Anderson. I gave him 3 votes. I just thought every single time the ball got cleared, he must have had that many clearances out of the centre as well. I just thought he was my best player.
That's amazing, Spider. I've got the same 3.
So there you go. It wasn't that hard after all.
Well, when you look at it, as I said, Darcy Troop started the game brilliantly, and until half-time for me was probably the best player on the ground. Yep. Now, he didn't have an influence afterwards. I gave one to Anderson, Jard Anderson. I reckon he was great. Like I've heard so much about him. I've said this before, but his last games that he has continued to play have just continued to impress me. He knows where to find the ball. He gets out of the contest. He uses the ball pretty well. Zach Plant was a great inclusion, so I've given him my 2 votes today. He's the bloke that they probably missed a hell of a lot last week because he gets his hand on the ball. Now, whether he gets it out or not, he's usually by foot, but mostly by hand to those players coming past. I go back to Jordan Cam again for my 3 votes. I just think every time I've seen sides win good football at this ground, their player that can lead up from centre forward, and I said it before the game, up to their wing position and get back down the ground and be a competitor all the time is the most valuable player at St Albans in a finals game at our level of football. And he continued to do it this week as he did last week. Now, Inverleigh, if they're sitting back watching, they need to do something about that. Now, it's not Jack Filet next week because you don't want to take Jack out of that fullback position. They have got to find another option to go with him.
Dalton
to
Grundle?
Stem him would be an option, but I hope Shane's not listening because he doesn't want him to play in the back line. But
it's not up to Shane.
I know that. But Dalton is a good kid. I've said it all my life. I reckon Dalton would make the best centre-half back in the league because he's quick, he's tall, he runs, he can jump, he can do everything.
Great hands.
But I'm not the coach. We've been through all that before. Grubby's not here. So
Maury might play himself.
Yeah, Maury might end up like me and be sacked again. But anyway, he's just. I'm just saying. As I said, I can go over it time and time again. I've seen players here that do that, and that's what wins finals football here at St Albans. So Jordan Cam for me gets my 3.
Well, I'm not going to be too far away, just slightly different order. I didn't have Anderson, but I had Stephen Saligan at centre-half back. I thought he was wonderful all day. 2 votes to Zach Plant. He was really good in the midfield. Grubby pointed out his little grabs and his little dinky 1 metre handball or a little kick, but he was clearing his fellow midfielders, taking the brunt of the pressure, did an enormous amount of work coming back from injury. And 3 votes to Jordan Cam.
That makes Jordan Cam our Hotham Hotel player of the day with 7 votes. Zach Plant with 6.
I reckon that
Anderson
message might be from Grubby.
Troop with 3.
And, Troop's got 3, and he didn't give us the other 2. So I reckon he gave 2 to Jordan Cam, so that means
it doesn't
he
really
wins.
matter who he gave him. He's not here.
It doesn't matter with Shane Grundle anyway, so it's all right.
All right, folks, we've got to thank all of our wonderful sponsors today, Fairhaven Homes, Buckley Entertainment Centre, Lifeline. Remember, you cannot do it alone. Of course, the major sponsor of the league, Morris Finance, Corio Bay Health, our wonderful pubs. We have the Yards, we have the Commonafine, and, of course, we have Chris Moore, who will be here in action next week, coaching Inverleigh with the Hotham Hotel. Thank you to our crew. Jules not here. He's off playing Priscilla. Priscilla Queen. No, we don't need you singing, Dale. He's off playing Priscilla Queen of the Desert.
Tickets available at Geelong Performing Arts to go and see that show as well.
Go and watch Jules in action, and he loves his spandex leotard, or what he says he's got to wear. So thanks to the crew. Thanks to Steelo and Grant back in the studio.
Yeah, just a quick update. The netball, Werribee defeated Winchelsea by 5 goals. They will play East Geelong in a repeat of last year's netball A-grade grand final. Winchelsea's B-grade won through as well to join their 2 footy teams.
We are here next week for the big one. We have
indeed.
Inverleigh versus Thompson. rematch of what has possibly been the best game any of us have seen this year from last week. We hope it's the same. We hope the weather guys are smiling. I know it's going to be 25 or something on Friday, so hopefully the weather sticks around for Saturday. We have to say goodbye and get over to the Elvis Hour now. So you've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.